Good morning. It's Tuesday, the 17th of March. You're welcome to the morning news. My name is Na Ashoko. Let's take a look at the headlines. Two persons confirmed dead after a microlight aircraft they were traveling in from Ho to Accra crashed onto a school compound in Tema. Former NPP National Chairman Freddy Blay remanded to police custody for 3 weeks over an alleged demolition dispute in Kitase in the Eastern region. GPRTU announces transport fares will not change despite fuel hikes caused by Middle East conflict. And to our first story, investigators probing the microlight aircraft crash have successfully collected key preliminary data. They are now focusing on gathering what remains of the plane, plus engaging eyewitnesses in an attempt to unravel what caused the accident. The privately owned aircraft crashed on Monday at Tema Community 1, leaving two persons believed to be on board the aircraft dead. Commissioner of the Aircraft Accident and Incident Investigation and Prevention Bureau, John M.K. Wumburuti, spoke to the media afterwards.
What you can go. So tell us, what have you gathered so far?
Yeah, good evening to all of you and good evening to Ghanaians. It is a sad day that we encountered once again another aircraft. We have just gathered my team and we are at the scene here to take our preliminary information so that we'll know what to do next. So we are ending it here, and the police and the military are taking charge of the corded place, the crime, the scene, the crash scene, so that tomorrow morning we'll be here to pick away the debris, which will be part of the investigation. So tomorrow we'll be here in the morning and pick all the debris here and take them away to get them secured so that we can do our investigation. We really pray that it did not happen.
Yeah.
It has happened. So what we as investigators will do is that we need to find out why it happened so that we can prevent it.
The majority has rejected demands by minority leader for the refund of 113 million Ghana cedis collected from applicants who were disqualified in the ongoing security services recruitment exercise, justifying that fees paid in the past by failed applicants were not refunded. But the minority has described that as a total deviation from the government's reset agenda, while also criticizing the continuous use of a private jet by President Mahama for state travels. Christian Yale reports.
Recruitment into the internal security services has been fraught with controversies ever since it started. The minority leader on the floor asked for a cessation of the process and a briefing from the Interior Minister. He also demanded that monies paid by disqualified applicants be refunded. But the majority leader described those calls as unjustified.
They did the same thing, advertised, people paid, and they never refunded 1 Ghana cedis to anyone. Let's discuss how we can fix the economy so that jobs can be created for all these young people. Is a young man looking for the money? The young man is looking for a job. He wants government to create a job for him. And that's what we must be doing, creating jobs. 200 Ghana cedis, if you refund it to him, what is he going to do with it?
Mahama Yariga then defended the decision to allow 500,000 applicants to compete for just 5,000 slots.
We promised every young person in this country that we will give them a fair opportunity. So, Mr. Speaker, what we are doing is simply giving every young person a fair opportunity. We could have just gone and gotten, our foot soldiers and just listed them and given them over the same way that the MPP did. But we are not doing that. If 500,000 and over people have applied, it shows the enormity and the problem of unemployment in this country.
But the minority leader is of a different opinion. He says this explanation defeats the government reset agenda.
When a system does not offer certainty, it must obviously be reviewed.
When a system does not offer clarity, it must certainly be reviewed. But if we would always go back and say, oh, yesterday something happened, it was not good, so we shouldn't talk about it. Mr. Speaker, then what is the essence of a reset? In the end, the desperate youth will be frustrated. We, the MPs, they will come to us for money to go and do medicals that they will never get the opportunity.
In other issues, the legal counsel to the minority, John Darko, has criticized President Mahama's continuous use of his brother's private jet for official state travels.
The president is using his brother's private jet, and we think that it's justifiable. When just about less than about 15 months ago, you were criticizing President Akufo-Addo for using a private jet, and you had said that the presidential jet was in a pristine condition, isn't it? Don't you remember that they said the presidential jet was in pristine condition? So what happened? Really? Are they not the same people who were forcing Akufo-Addo to fly a commercial flight? Are they not the same people? You were all in this country when they were on Akufo-Addo at any point in time to fly a commercial jet. Look, it is nothing. They are not talking about economics. They feel that the president will not be comfortable in a commercial flight. That is what it is. So don't believe them when they tell you these things.
And now, President John Dramani Mahama has held a high-level meeting with heads of security agencies, the Minister for the Interior and the Acting Minister for Defense, to review the ongoing security services recruitment process. Following briefings on the process, the President, John Dramani Mahama, has directed that the number of men and women to be recruited across the various security agencies be increased from 20,000 to 40,000 over the next 4 years. He further emphasized the importance of transparency and fairness in the recruitment process to ensure merit-based selection. The President's spokesperson, Felix Kwachi Fosu, MP, confirmed the directives highlighting the government's commitment to strengthening security institutions and creating opportunities for qualified citizens to serve. Present at the meeting were senior officials, including the Chief of Staff, Secretary to the President, Senior Presidential Advisor on Governmental Affairs, the National Security Coordinator, Inspector General of Police, Director General of Prisons, Director General of the Fire Service, Controller General of the Ghana Immigration Service, and the Director General of the Narcotics Control Commission. The Ekropon Circuit Court has ordered a 3-week remand of former NPP National Chairman Freddy Blay over an alleged demolition dispute at Kitase in the Eastern Region. Freddy Blay was handed over to the Ekropon police by officers in Accra after a warrant issued for his arrest was executed on Monday, March 16. He is to reappear before the court on April 9th. The embattled former New Patriotic Party national chairman found himself at the wrong end of the law over an alleged demolition order he reportedly gave for a house under construction on a parcel of land at Kitase. The complainant, the landowner, filed a complaint with the police, which led to Mr. Blay being invited to assist with investigations, a request he reportedly failed to honor. Charges were leveled against Freddy Blay, but his failure to appear in court on the arraignment date led to a contempt of court order. The court subsequently issued a warrant for his arrest, which was executed on Monday. And now the Minister for Education, Haruna Idrisu, says government will soon introduce a bill in Parliament to establish a national defense university aimed at strengthening the military and technical education in the country. For second cycle institutions, he noted that the World Bank has dedicated a $300 million support to secondary, technical and vocational schools across the country.
This year, get fund at the request of President John Dramani Mahama, I would be laying a bill in Parliament to establish the National Defence University. I'm currently liaising with the Office of the Attorney General to put the dots into the legislation for legislative scrutiny. I'm particularly happy to announce that the GET Fund has dedicated 25 million to support the takeoff of that university, and that money will be made available. Sometime last year, when the Honorable Minister for Finance, Atu Forson, was in Washington for the spring meetings, he made an urgent call to my team and said, Minister Haruna, can you give us a blueprint of what it takes to convert a number of Category C schools to B, B to A, and to expand A schools? And that the World Bank was willing to support the government of Ghana with $180 million to support a new secondary education initiative. I'm happy to announce with some honor and pride, not just to his visit, but that the World Bank is dedicating $300 million to support our secondary education transformation and resource initiative.
And now the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU, has announced that transport fares will be maintained at their current rates after holding an executive meeting on March 16. This follows the recent fuel price hikes in petroleum products due to the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, leading to disruptions in fuel supply globally. Nura Mohammed has more on this report.
Many Ghanaians have been expressing concern over a possible increment in transport fares following the new pricing window for fuel, which opened on Monday, March 16, 2026. This worry, however, has been put to bed by the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU. Speaking to TV3, the Deputy National Public Relations Officer of the union, Samuel Amoa, said there will be no increment for the time being.
During the meeting, we agreed that yes, previously we saw some reductions even up to a single digit. Of that, commuters were calling for a reduction of transport fares, but we didn't do that because we didn't see the stability of the petroleum product. So where it has gotten to now, the leadership has now met, and we have agreed that as it stands now, we are not going to come in with any increment of transport fares for now. But what we want to do is to check if this is going to be stable or what will happen next.
He cautioned commercial drivers under the union not to go against the directive.
Nobody should, go and increase transport fares. We don't just wake up and increase transport fares. There is a process that we go through, and where it has gotten to now, nobody should increase the transport fares. They should maintain what they are taking for now. When it comes to a point where we are to increase, the same way we communicate to them, we print, the prices and, distribute to them. That is exactly what we do. But for them not hearing from us, nobody should go out there to go and increase any transport fares.
Although global fuel prices are still volatile, the government has promised to review fuel taxes should pump prices exceed 15 Ghana cedis. Nura Mohammed, TV3 News, Accra.
The committee tasked to investigate alleged unethical medical practices at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital and the Kolebu Teaching Hospital has recommended disciplinary action against a doctor at the Ridge Hospital over alleged unethical medical practices. The 7-member committee, chaired by Dr. Inua Yusuf, Monday presented its report to the Ministry of Health in Accra.
The committee, chaired by Dr. Inua Yusuf, was tasked with probing claims that some patients were being charged exorbitant fees for medical services and medicines within the facilities. Presenting its findings to the ministry, the committee confirmed that some forms of unethical practice did occur. The report highlighted irregularities in how certain services and medications were billed to patients, raising concerns about transparency and accountability within sections of the healthcare system.
we found that Dr. Kusi took some money directly from a patient to buy giggly sauce for amputation procedure at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. This, in our view, violated the Ghana Health Service Code of Conduct and other codes of conduct. We found that payment was made in US dollar instead of Ghana cedis by a client, precisely Perfect Sunday, into the UBA bank dollar account of Axis Pharmacy. And the money was for implants, accessory equipment, and consumables. And we held the view that this violated the Bank of Ghana rules. Dr. Ndani, who signed for Dr. Kaba in the paper was written as Prof. Kaba, did so on his own accord, and he was not instructed by Dr. Kaba to do so.
The committee also made some key recommendations expected to prevent such practices in the future.
Dr. Kusi of Greater Accra Regional Hospital should be taken through disciplinary procedure in accordance with due process and the rules of natural justice. We are also recommending that the appropriate institutions should be invited to do further investigation into the payment of US dollars by a client into the Axis account instead of Ghana cedis. We further recommend that the complaint management systems in our hospitals, particularly Greater Accra Regional Hospital, should be strengthened.
Chairman of the committee, Dr. Inua Yusuf, is certain the sanctions recommended will serve as an adequate deterrent against the act.
The rules of justice are supposed to be followed. So we call him. He admitted collecting money from a patient, even though he could not establish the exact time. But he admitted collecting money. If he collected the money in a private practice, we don't have problems. But this is money that he's collected and conducted a procedure within a public hospital. And in that regard, there are rules that go with that. So taking him through the disciplinary process will, one, establish the facts of the matter. Beyond allegation made by the Fourth Estate, we have established as an inquiry panel that, yes, it happened.
The investigation was triggered by an expose published by the Fourth Estate titled Medical Kalabule, which alleged systematic exploitation, corruption, and the commercialization of services within parts of the country's healthcare system. The Ministry of Health is expected to study the committee's recommendations and determine the next course of action, including possible sanctions and reforms aimed at strengthening oversight in the country's public health facilities.
And that'll be it for the morning news this morning on TV3 Newday. My name is Na Ashoko. Please stay with us for the rest of TV3 Newday.
Welcome to NLA 590 Mobile. Today we will discuss how you
2 unfortunate deaths which were reported due to the crash. These are videos from yesterday at the crash site where a microlight aircraft crashed in Tema. This happened just before 3 p.m. yesterday. Just before 3 p.m. yesterday. The National Fire Service was present. The National Disaster Management Organization, Armed Forces, various state security agencies were present to ensure that calm was restored, especially with the fear and anxiety that was reported from people in the neighborhood. We saw a lot of mothers, parents granting interviews talking about the fear and anguish, if you like, they felt when they heard, especially parents whose children were at that school in Tema Community 1, the Tema Metropolitan Assembly Nursery 3 school. 2 people are said to have unfortunately lost their lives. Their bodies have been recovered from the wreckage by emergency teams, including the NADMO, National Disaster Management Organization. And Cookie, you know, when these videos came out, my first thought was, I hope that we learned from the Z9
our lessons, yeah.
crash.
Well, we lost the 8 people.
Yes,
yeah,
I hope that we learned and people will not rush to the crash site and start collecting
we
things.
didn't learn anything.
But apparently we didn't learn.
We didn't learn anything. I don't know if it's just our natural inclination as Ghanaians to rush to accident sites and to, let me say, maybe render some help to the victims, or if it's just out of curiosity, or if it's just out of sheer ignorance that almost every time an accident happens, we jump in there, probably if the people are still alive or if you can take them out, we take them out, then we tamper with evidence and everything. So it's out of the 3, I don't know which one it is. If it's just the Ghanaianness in us that always would want to help out. Number 2, if it's just out of sheer ignorance that, I mean, it has happened. Let's rush to the site, collect what we can collect, even before the fire service, before the police. I don't know which one it is, but it's become one too many.
Yeah.
It didn't happen only during when we lost the 8 gallant men. It happened during this one. When accidents happen on the motorway, you realize that people are rushing. And unfortunately, people are rushing to the bodies and trying to get into their pockets to see if they can get money, sometimes jewelry. It's insane sometimes in this country. And I don't know what else we can do after so much talking on radio, TV, newspapers, social media, and everything. I don't know what else we can do to stop people from doing these things. But is it also because our emergency response is a little delayed? That's another question that we can ask. Because if the emergency response is swift enough, if it's fast enough to get there before even residents and the locals around the area get to the site, could it stop or prevent some of these people from tampering with evidence or tampering with everything that has happened, the debris and all at these accident sites? It's a question that we can throw out there this morning, but I don't know what else we can do. But in the videos we are seeing this morning, you can tell that the place has been cordoned off. It was around 3 p.m. yesterday, and my gratitude is just to God that this light helicopter did not land on that school. Look at the innocent children who were trying to run. I'm sure the average age will be 3.
It was a nursery school.
Yes, a nursery school. Yeah. So the average age probably
between
will be
3 and 4.
Exactly. So average age 3. And you can imagine, Lord in heaven, if this helicopter had landed.
God forbid.
Oh no, it would have been something else. So we are very grateful that we are not rejoicing that we've lost 2 people. No, that's not what we are saying. But it could have been worse. And if it happened to any of these very little ones, I think the disaster would have been, it would have been crazier than it is right now.
And when I was listening to some of the mothers yesterday,
look at them.
My heart.
Just take a look.
Yeah, there's so little.
Yeah.
And so you can imagine when these mothers were talking and said,
I'm not even sure they knew exactly what was happening.
They didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
But they're just running away. And kudos to the teachers for removing them, from the building. And we don't know the full story, but kudos to the pilot also for not landing on the school. We don't know the story, but I can safely assume that he could have. It's a possible place the crash could have ended up.
Did he even know it was a school?
But,
we are not even sure.
Know, yeah,
you know?
We don't know.
Yeah.
But like you said, we thank God, right?
Yes, yes.
We thank God that he didn't.
This would have been an entirely different story if it landed
on
the school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are super grateful to God that it did not happen that way. So let's take a look at the gentleman who started rescuing the school kids when it first happened.
What happened? What happened?
It was here when we did the gate. The helicopter was passing there, come around GMG, go back and transport for the school inside.
Okay.
So when you entered there, I was looking for the kiddies to promote them from the yard inside and the main school inside. So I moved them where you start to kill the firefighter.
So how many children?
It's more than 100 children.
So that means
here on the other side. This is the main school that they put here for the kid. Like 5 years, 4 years, 3 years kid. You understand? So I was there when I moved the kiddies from the school here. When I tell the woman to move the other people there and go out. So it can blast anytime. You understand? So that one I see.
So that means that the kids, it could have killed the kids.
Yeah, it could have killed them. But you see the distance towards the kids and the way the helicopter from. See them at end, and then see the helicopter.
Yes,
see them at end, yes. And see the helicopter.
Thank you, Alaji, for rescuing the lives of these very little innocent ones. And we're super grateful to God that it did not happen the other way around, as in this plane landing on the school where these little kids were studying at the time. We're just super grateful to God. But we'll cross over to the activated phone lines now and pick your thoughts on that one. But before we do, now, what are we looking at for the big issue?
Yes, so on big issues this morning, of course, we are going to discuss this unfortunate crash which happened yesterday further. We'll also discuss our emergency response systems and the education that we as citizens need on how to respond or react in situations like this. We've heard of many instances where even fuel tankers break down, and instead of going away from the site, citizens go towards the crash site and try to gather what they can, collect the fuel and so on, knowing that there could be a subsequent explosion and things like that. So we're going to go into that with my guests in the studio. We're also going to be looking at the Security Services Recruitment Program, where the President has directed that more
it should be increased from 5,000 to 10,000 every year.
More Ghanaians are given the opportunity. So he's increasing the number by 100% from 5,000 to 10,000. We'll get into that. And further this morning, we are going to go back, Cookie, we are going to go back to the crash site this morning. My colleague George Queening will be there to bring us more information on what's happening and so on. And in studio this morning, Cookie, you're going to be talking to...
a fire service personnel who was actually on ground yesterday, and he'll be bringing us updates as to what has happened this morning, how much more information they've gathered, because there's a Facebook post, I think from 2023, that was describing the readiness of this light aircraft after being grounded for over 21 years. The post was reporting its readiness to be flown again as it had gotten a certificate after the inspection was done by the Ghana Aviation Authority, but that was in 2023. Is it the same aircraft that has been involved in this very accident at the moment? We do not know for sure. Yesterday, I was listening to Ghana Tonight, and it was being indicated that it does not look like yesterday, I said yesterday in the night, it didn't look like this very aircraft had any clearance from aviation to be flown. We stand for correction on that one. We are still investigating. We'll still get a lot more this morning as and when we're able to gather more information. But it looks to me that the Facebook post we saw yesterday that was indicative that the light helicopter was ready to be flown again after being grounded for so long. It doesn't look like it's the same aircraft, or it does not look like it was the same certification or the same clearance that it could fly that was given this very one. But we will get into it and find more information for you. In the meantime, let's get on the phone lines. Let's get the phone lines activated so we can pick your thoughts on this very one. Welcome to This Morning.
It's 7:30 p.m. right here at the Tema Metropolitan Daycare Center, and this is where the crash actually happened. That was around 2:50 p.m. according to teachers of this very school, and 2 pilots are feared dead, and it actually happened around 2:50 p.m. like I rightly mentioned, and the headmistress cannot thank God enough for delivering her from this very misfortune. She's been singing songs of praises. I would want to talk to her. Madam Florence is the headmistress of this very school. Madam Florence. This is more like you thanking God for the rest of your life. Is that what it is?
No. But tomorrow we don't know what will happen. But what has happened today, God has saved us. No, we have to sing it and give glory to Him. That's make me to do what? To sing, to praise.
What are some of the songs you are singing? What song?
Titi buafo nyameno no. Ohu echidie ye nene. Na misi orinja yamu ni sem na yawo titi buafo nyameno no ohu ochi na de ye nene na misi orinja yamu ni sem na yawo ao erade ni sem na yawo ao erade nisem na yawoda.
I can imagine. More than 100 students are here. They could have died.
Papa, together with the teachers, and where the earthcraft has fell near the classroom, and by then all the children are in the class. Oh, what a gracious God! What a miracle God! Lord, we thank you. We give you all the glory, all the adorations. Yes, it's not by our power. You yourself has given the work to us. So because of that, you are in front of us, you are in back of us, left and right. Lord, we say we thank you. We thank you for your protection. We thank you. So one must someone buy your home. Already am my some as someone buy your home.
So Madam Florence is the headmistress of this very school, and so if you didn't know, this plane it's actually the helicopter was a Sky Motor Light helicopter. I read about it, and it has a fuel capacity of 112 liters, and the passenger capacity is 2. So what that means is that if it had more passengers, it means all of them would have died. It would have been very unfortunate. And so I know if you're watching, wherever you are, this actually is 6 months after the last incident occurred in August last year. And so let's know what you make of this. We all thought it was going to be the last of its kind. The investigator came here to take some data, and NADMO was also here. That's the Aircraft Accident and Investigation and Prevention Bureau. They are here. They came here, and so tomorrow they come to pick the debris of this very crash for further investigations. And so we'll be monitoring every development here. But there was also one lady who was captured. Madam, so she was also part of this whole incident. She really witnessed it, and I think it has actually put her in this very quiet mode. Me say it's very difficult for you to come out. Talk to me.
Me who side you with that? Ama me yempo hyehyeme because unkwala obi ne mba na omo abeja wa ama na say omo beti say play na beto ha me unkwala na ahye oko kan say nta ama me hu dia mbeka me dia ewo mitirima se meti wa me da nyame ase say bibia antoye
nti beti ma dan there
ebe edwe
so when you say ebe how like uti ebe kai
me kai because na me hu ade no Me who is just sada. Sa refimu aneja atono.
You can find a shenu woman.
Me penam ben.
So, madam, she's your teacher, headmistress. Come closer. She needs some sort of counseling, some psychological counseling. I think you will do that for her.
Oh, yeah, that's
how soon? How soon?
Yeah, no, that's why I'm with her over here. Assuming by this time I have to go, but I can't leave her alone here.
But where did he?
Be with her and be counseling her.
Where did you with me?
Oh, maybe I need to me didi. Maybe I need to me turn a riana say me baby didi. Na me name nkwala ni na work class 1 NAC. Eduana up to now means me.
So it means that God has given her a second life.
Oh. And yeah, easy.
What do you think?
Me didn't marry a Karmanga.
Mary is also a teacher here, and so it's been more like she's gone through it. It's very traumatic, and she says it will haunt her for the rest of her life, and the kids as well. So according to the headmistress, some sort of psychological support will be given to them. And then there was one madam teacher, Aggie, who also experienced it. She only just had to carry some of the kids, and she was even motionless. You can imagine, just getting a pictorial view of what really transpired. But hopefully, none of the kids died. And we'll be coming here again tomorrow, like I rightly mentioned, the Aircraft Accident and the Incident Investigation and Prevention Bureau will be here to pick the debris and for further investigation. Follow TV3 for all the latest updates, whatever you need to know about this very crash. We are also active on Facebook, TV3 Ghana. Alfred, over to you in the studios.
Thank you, Judge Koinin, for that one. And just in case you're just joining, or you haven't heard the news yet, Ghana is once again grappling with the aftermath of an aviation incident which occurred yesterday involving a micro-light aircraft reported as a helicopter. We are not calling it a helicopter, of course. It's a micro-light aviation vehicle, but most people or reporters are referring to it as a helicopter, but it's been corrected that it's a micro-light aviation equipment, or let's just call it a little helicopter, which crashed yesterday very close to a daycare center at Tema. Thankfully, the children in that daycare are safe and sound. Emergency responders moved quickly to the site, including the Ghana Fire Service, to contain the situation, to douse the fire at that moment, and to also maintain peace and calm in the area. We're asking what your thoughts are this morning. Our telephone lines are already activated, and I'm told the first caller is already on the line. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Yusuf calling from Sinyani.
Okay, Beatrice, let's hear you. I hope you're doing well.
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing well.
Okay. Let's hear you, Beatrice, on this one that has happened.
All right. First of all, I have to say we thank God for saving the life of these children. It could have been worse, like you people are saying. It could have been worse, but we thank God that God has saved this little kids. If I may touch on another thing, I would like to say something more about security service recruitment.
Beatrice, if you can raise your voice a little, I'll be grateful. You said you want to touch on a second issue?
Yes.
Okay.
This security service recruitment.
Okay.
Yes. A very good number of us actually applied for this, hoping that because there's been some change in the modalities of recruitment, we would have gotten the opportunity. But along the line, some of us were discouraged in the way things happen.
Okay.
We thought that everything is supposed to go as was always said by the minister. But we realized that at a point when we're supposed to take the aptitude test, a lot of us were afraid. A lot of people use projected screens and they copied. The minister came out to say that those that did that were going to be detected and then disqualified, but it turned out not to be so. Because some of us were afraid to go to use the external screens, and then we did it ourselves. And that tends to be that we all failed, but those who projected screens and whatever, they went through. But that what we are talking about here. We are all talking about the life of these children that were saved by this helicopter crash. We say thank God for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Beatrice, for also calling us. We are tabling for discussion this morning that unfortunate incident involving that light aircraft which crashed very close to a daycare center yesterday in Tema. And I'm told Master Planner from Kintampo is also on the telephone lines. Master P, good morning. Hello, Master Planner. Hello, Master Planner. Okay, I think we lost Master Planner. I'll just go on the socials now to start reading some of your messages. But if you're just joining us, you can also call us to share your thoughts with us. We're discussing that unfortunate light aircraft incident that happened yesterday, crashing into or very close to a daycare center in Tema. But thankfully, the children are all safe and sound as they were evacuated very, very, very early on as the incident happened. So they're all safe and sound at the moment. But we are still in waiting to speak to the Ghana Fire Service, who were also there yesterday to bring us updates this morning as to what has happened on the site almost 24 hours after the incident. And I'm told Alaji is on the telephone lines. Good morning, Alaji. Alaji, good morning.
Good day, how are you?
I'm very well, Alaji. How are you too?
I'm also good.
Alaji. Yes, she's around, Alaji.
How's my friend, Roland Desra?
He's also doing well, Alaji.
Okay. Kugeti, since migration to Shamima Musa and he has a large Alasan, Chairman of Kusampo, my municipal chief executive, within Remand, and Honorable Janata here for First Deputy Speaker and Dr. Wumbi. You see, Kugeti, yesterday, what is happening is bad. Because when you look about that helicopter, it carried only 2 people, is that also? So, railway sector, we need to look and who give them directive and they should fly. But you know, when this thing happened for that school, I think if you fall for the school, a lot of children will die. Is that also? So once this thing happens, we need to pray for our country. We need to pray seriously. Because when this thing happens in the school, I think we will not be happy at all. So let's keep on praying. But you know something, Kukiti, I just want to say something. Country broke or country not broke, we all did inside also. And our brothers MPP claiming that now petrol price go up and 16 Ghana cedis. You see, I don't understand them because of Iran war. And now, and MPP people, they are happy during your time. And there's no any distinct war happening in your time. And you just say, Russia, Ukraine. And you people, if we will buy it, even 100 Ghana, we will buy it. And so we will still enjoy more than your time. Because you people, you are wicked people. You don't like Ghanaians. Because of that, and you have been punishing Ghanaians. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. Thank you.
Thank you, Alaji, for calling us. Another caller is on the line. Hello, good morning. I'm told this is Awimbila. Is this correct?
Hello. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Is this Awimbila speaking?
Yes, please.
All right. And where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Kosak Boko.
Okay. Let's hear you.
I will say good morning to Overlord of Kosak Boko Naba Siya Buawa Zaka in Kosal. Duela.
Please go ahead.
And say Kukuti Duela.
What's the response? What am I supposed to say? Please show me.
Duela. L'alphabet.
Oh, I said La Fube.
La Fube.
Oh, La Fube. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Nasako. Duela.
She cannot respond, but she can hear you.
With this light aircraft thing, it is wrong. It is wrong. We shouldn't be joking with life. We should be dealing with expert. It is not something that we be doing like using try and error. Try and error has nothing to do about knowledge. If you are not, if you don't have the expert, we shouldn't be practicing it. What happened to this aircraft? Right now, what has happened? God being so good, our little ones have been saved, and the teachers have been saved, and the two people who have lost their life, we don't know how their children or their spouse will be. Let's give thanks to God for the preventive and the safety that he has made to the school children and the entire staff.
Okay.
May God bless you people.
Thank you too for calling us this morning. You can also send in your messages. I'll read as many as I can. Joy now on Facebook says, I think a lot needs to be looked into, like you said, in regards to aviation in general, the safety of the aircraft and all of that. Prince Nanaya York says, Ghana, we need a remapping of the airways. This cannot be happening again and again. Please send us your messages. We'll read as many of them as possible. Joy now again says that the response from citizens during an accident scene must really be talked about over and over again. Sherry Giovanni says, good morning, Cookie. It's sad that this has happened again, to the extent that we've lost some of our compatriots. We thank God for the lives of the school children. May the souls of the departed rest in peace. Good morning to Miss Mariam Oga of University of Education, Winneba, and Vida Atule. All right, let's head back to the telephone lines. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Cookie
yes,
tea.
Master Planner.
Cookie tea.
You sound very excited this morning. What's accounting for that?
Not really.
Talk to us.
Not really excited. I hope you are fine.
Yes, by the grace of God.
Thank Allah. You look very smart this morning. I like your dress.
Thank you.
Let me say special good morning to Chris Nana Lloyd, Deputy MPP organizer, who will be coming for the MPP National Youth Organizer. And then Lawyer Justin Kojo Frempong, the General Secretary. And then Helena Naboache, MPP, First Vice Chairman Hufu. I think what happened yesterday is very, very sad. And as we all said the last time, our response to such accidents is very, very bad. When something like this happens, you should know the do's and don'ts around those things. You see, this Alaju went there to rescue this. If it would have been any other person, you stand there and be taking video. That is the attitude of Ghanaian. When somebody is dying, instead of us to go and rescue the person and run away from the danger, we will stand there taking video, and the person will be lying there dying. These innocent children, they will not realize that, oh, let me run or let me do this. It will take somebody to incite them, Munjani, then they will start running. But you get somebody who is heartless, will come and stand there and be taking video. Some people will come there and be taking scarves. It's very, very sad, and I think we have to educate our people. And then, as you said, the late response also accounts to this. Sometimes when you call the people, they will be asking you, now when you just, when something like this happens, sometimes you will be a bit confused. But you are not giving them the right location. They will hang up the call. It looks as if we are making fun of them. But sometimes we, to our attitude, we call them and be making fun of them. So both the workers and then the citizens, we have to be taking things serious. I think that will help. Aside that, I heard Alaji talking about fuel price. That even if it's 100 cedis, they will buy. Who told you that? When Russia-Ukraine war happened, fuel prices increased. The MPP said it's because of the Russia-Ukraine war. NDC, Alaji and his NDC said, no, there are no bombs in Russia-Ukraine war. President Muhammad said Russia is about 7,000 kilometers from Ghana. How can it affect? Today, Iran is more than 7,000 kilometers. And you are telling us that it's because of that fuel prices are going up. When fuel prices came down, the NDC told us that it is because of their good governance, it's because of their good management, it's because dollar is down against the city. That's why fuel price is down. Today, fuel price is going up. You are not telling us about Papa, or you are not telling us that dollar has come down. Still, it is about Papa now. So if fuel price goes up, it's as a result of your bad governance. You should accept that. And then lastly, on the security recruitment, NDC promised us that they are going to do 24-hour economy. And within the 24-hour economy plan, they are going to recruit more security personnel so that they can guide our workers tonight at night and work. Today, we are fighting the people that they fail aptitude tests. Some of them are mentally challenged. How can somebody do aptitude test and you detect that he or she is mentally challenged? Is it a medical? So you disqualify the children instead of you to tell them better response or better answer. You are then again insulting them. The whole national chairman, that if you employ 500,000 people in the police personnel, where will they arrest the thieves? So you are indirectly telling us that those who you disqualify are thieves. These are the responses NDC are telling the Ghanaian youth. You wasted hope in them during the 2024 election. So we are pleading with the NDC. If you are not ready to employ them, don't insult them. Thank you, Kukiti. Special good morning to Roland too.
Master Planner, thank you for calling us. But here again on Facebook, people are asking you what you mean by bad governance by the NDC, but I'm sure you're off the phone lines already. Stephen, Uncle Stephen, good morning to you, says, good morning. These innocent children are God's gift to the parents, and they will always be protected in Jesus' name. Amen. And that's why we are all super grateful to God that that incident, that aviation incident involving that micro light aircraft, we'll say it again, it involved a micro light aircraft, not a helicopter. Most reporters have described it as a helicopter, but the Ghana Aviation Authority have come out to also reiterate that it's a micro light equipment, most of the time used for expeditions and recreational activities. That's what was involved in the aviation incident yesterday near a daycare center in Tema. But thankfully, none of the children at the daycare center were injured when the incident happened. There was a swift response also by the Ghana Fire Service. We're expecting to speak to them this morning to bring us updates on whether they've been able to collect the debris at the site, what's actually happening right now with everything that has ensued from yesterday. Once we get the officials on the telephone lines, we'll put them on so we all can probe the issue. But another caller is on the line from Dambai. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Who's speaking?
Yes, Destiny from Oti region, Dambai.
Okay, let's hear you, sir.
My greetings to your listeners all. It's a long time now. Please, is Bella around?
Is who around?
Bella.
Oh, yes, she's still around. She's just on a little break.
Oh, I've heard from her for a long time now.
She's still around, sir.
Okay. So my contribution this morning is about the plane crash yesterday. But there is the Aviation Authority to take the steps on it. Whatever the due diligence they have to do to help the people so that this crashing will stop. Though accident is bound to happen, but if we do our due diligence well, such accidents will not occur. On employment of or recruitment, people have heard other contributions bashing the government and other things. I really heard MPP, foot soldiers, even to the extent that they are national executives, former appointees, are even calling on the government and the defense minister, the interior minister, to refund those who were disqualified, to refund them their money. Now, we were in this country when NPP opened quota for recruitment. They showed more than necessary the peakness. Now, my question this morning is, did they refund those who were disqualified? Did they refund their money? No. So why today, the whole minority leader, the one now, he's not in the system, but he wants people to head him. So anytime he stood up in parliament, because he wants his voice to be heard, what we are not expecting from himself, that is what he will be doing in parliament, for people to hear about him. That the government will refund those who were disqualified, they should refund their money. Now, since I was born up to this time, I've never heard recruitment, those who were disqualified, their money were refunded. I was a victim. Now I was a victim under NPP administration. I ever bought phone for security. But I was disqualified. My money was not refunded. And we know those money, they use them to manage the system. So what are they calling for today? They are saying petrol went up. Now, let me tell you this, or the listeners. Because of the good management of Atofortin, John Dramani Mahama, and NDC, look at where the dollar is now. If the dollar is supposed to be around 17, 18 cedis, as the petrol went up now in the world market, like we'll be buying petrol around 20 to 30 cedis per liter. But because of the good work of NDC, Atofortin, who is forcing for the nation, today the petrol is around 4 cedis. Diesel is around 14 cedis. We were in this country, Nanado, Bawumia, and the runaway finance minister, now seeking permanent residence in US.
Hello? Hello, good morning. Okay, I think we lost that caller. Anyway, let's continue this morning. I hinted earlier that we're waiting to have a conversation with one of the personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service. And we do have Desmond Aka, who's head of public relations, Ghana National Fire Service, on the telephone lines. Officer, if you can hear me, good morning.
Good morning, my dear sister.
I can imagine that you haven't rested much from yesterday, but that's what happens when you're called for duty. And it's good to have you again this morning. I hope you're doing well.
That was great. Yeah, we are still going on.
All right. Now, take us through the very first few minutes that your team got this distress call. What happened? What did you do? And at what time did you arrive at the incident scene?
All right, so first of all, let me say a very good morning to you and your cherished viewers. It's quite unfortunate that yesterday we had to record this tragic incident. At exactly 14:59, that is 2:59 p.m., we received the distress call that a microlight aircraft with registration number 9G-ADV had crash landed into the school compound of TMA School at Tema Community 1. Hurriedly, we had to move in. Within the first 3 minutes after receiving the call, we were at the scene. So upon arrival, we realized that the crashed aircraft had been involved in the fire and 2 people were trapped inside. So we had to call our sisters from Kapoha to also come in to assist us and take charge of the scene, calling off ward off intruders, the bystanders who had thronged the scene to catch a glimpse of what was happening and to fully douse the raging fire. So after the fire extinguishment, we had to extricate the 2 persons who were affected by the fire and then hand them over to the police at the scene for preservation and further investigation. Yesterday, we had the opportunity to meet with the Ghana civil aviation investigators who also came in to assess the scene. This morning, the team of investigators, including the civil aviation experts, that of the military, police, and the Ghana National Fire Service, will be visiting the scene. Yesterday, we were able to provide security throughout the night to ensure that members of the public do not go there to tamper with the scene, so as to not to compromise the investigation that will be conducted. Fortunately, the school, the teachers and the school people were evacuated to safety before we got to the scene, and we want to say kudos to those people who intervened even before our arrival, and that is exactly what we have been preaching or advocating for members of the public to do. And then also we want to commend those who acted swiftly to call us, because had it not been their call, it means that it meant that probably the fire could have escalated. Adjoining properties could have been affected, and those who had even rushed to the scene could also be affected. And we want to urge the Ghanaian populace to always reach out to us as quickly as possible, so as to enable us to respond promptly to save lives and also safeguard property.
Okay. Now, from your preliminary assessment, do you have any knowledge at all as to what may have caused this crash?
Yes, it is early days yet, and so as the team proceeds to the scene this morning, I believe that investigation would continue from there. And as time goes on, when the experts are able to conclude with this investigation, I think the content will be made available to the public.
Okay. And as investigations are going on, what crucial role will the Ghana Fire Service play in aiding investigations?
Well, so since we were the first respondent, we will be assisting with the kind of role that we played in terms of managing the fire, explicating maybe the positioning of the affected bodies and all that. So on this occasion, it is only proper that I extend the condolences of the service from the Chief of Service Management to the bereaved family who have lost their precious ones. Yesterday, we were able to retrieve 2 child bodies of 2 males. We are yet to identify them as to their names and their aims and then other details. So as and when they become available, we will share them with the general public. Okay. But so far, your men or your team can confirm that we have 2 casualties. Is that correct? Yes, that has been confirmed by the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority. Okay. And just before you go, with what you do and where you sit, do you think we have enough emergency preparedness in cases of aviation accidents or incidents like this in this country? Well, so what I can say is that a lot more improvement would have to be done, because we need the resources, we need the expertise and all that. But I think by and large, what we have now, we are good to go. But I think that a lot more has to be done in that area, so that we'll be able to put in place contingencies to forestall future occurrences of this. All right. All right, DO2 Desmond Aka, thank you so much for your time this morning. We'll be coming to you later on for more updates on this incident. This very, very sad incident that occurred yesterday involving a micro-light aircraft. We'll bring you a lot more, especially when it's 12 o'clock and it's time for midday news. But Ramadan means together with loved ones. Ramadan means together at iftar. Ramadan means together in spirit, and Ramadan also means together with Lipton. This season, make every moment better with a warm cup of Lipton Yellow Label tea, brewed with love and served with a smile. So share more meals, check up more on loved ones, and spend more time in reflection and conversation. This Ramadan, do more with a cup of Lipton, because tea is for togetherness. We take a break now. When we come back, there'll be a lot more here on TV3 Newday.
Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose the maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose the maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose the maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose the maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose the maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose the maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose the maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus, safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose a maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose a maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose a maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose a maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose a maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose a maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available.
It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Komfornochi Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Singmanso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast, then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in the Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum. Come for Noche Source Site, Lake Bosomtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Singmanso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast, then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in the Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum. Come for Noche Source Site, Lake Bosomtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Singmanso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast, then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in the Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum. Come for Noche Source Site, Lake Bosomtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Singmanso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast, then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in the Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum. Come for Noche Source Site, Lake Bosomtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Singmanso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast, then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,000 1,500 Ghana cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in the Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and zip lining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Komfornochi Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Singmanso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast, then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures, all this for 6,500 Ghana cedis single, 5,500 Ghana cedis shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana cedis couple.
This is a segment where we discuss the major news stories making the headlines. And today on Big Issues, we're going to be discussing 2 major stories. One is the very unfortunate fatal aircraft crash, which happened yesterday, March 16, in Tema Community 1. The microlight aircraft is reported to have crashed near a school compound, claiming 2 lives, unfortunately. And this crash has since raised concerns about our security safety and aviation safety as a country. Also, yesterday, the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, made a bold pledge to increase the number of security service recruits from 20,000 to 40,000 over a 4-year period. We're going to be looking at this, exactly what it means in terms of our budgeting, in terms of our recruitment, in terms of the role that these new recruits play, and so on. You're invited to be a part of our conversation. You can go onto our Facebook live stream, and in the comment section, you can leave your thoughts, comments, and contributions. I'll be happy to read and share them as we go. My guests will join me in a moment, but first, I'd like us to go into the security conversation on this aircraft crash, which unfortunately happened yesterday. We're joined via Zoom by our security experts, Mr. Richard Kumado. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Anne.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to speak to you on security-related matters, though unfortunately this morning we're speaking on a rather sad note. Yesterday we heard the report, saw the pictures, saw the videos of that crash in Tema of the microlight aircraft near a school compound, claiming 2 lives. Reports about the crash are still a little sketchy. We don't have the full story since I suppose investigative reports are still coming in. But as a security expert, what is your first general assessment of what happened?
I think the discussion or the necessity for a national coordinated response management system has come to the fore again, that our accidents are moving right away from occasionally having boats capsizing to having aircraft coming down from the sky. And where we left off from Z9, I think the lessons are that we need to have a bit more coordinated response team. And we also want to say, from what we have gathered so far, kudos to the fire service, the military, and the police who got to the scene as quickly as the news broke out. It's also as part of the standard procedure that from the time they got to the scene to within 72 hours, they will need to brief the general public so that people are aware exactly what the primary findings are. But now it's also important to say that in some other countries, some of these helis or choppers crash into communities or into rooftops and into densely populated areas. The lucky we had was that the place this particular crash took place, even though it's within an open space, we are not having any casualties apart from the unfortunate situation having to lose the 2 people on board. So that is where we are so far.
All right. And now for those who have not followed the story from the beginning, I'd like to just catch us up quickly to show you or give you a summary of exactly what happened, and then we'll continue the conversation. So yesterday in Tema, yesterday 16th of March, the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority confirmed that a microlight aircraft with registration number 9GADV crashed in Tema. This is a confirmation from the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority. The aircraft was flying from Ho to Accra, estimating Accra at 1520Z. The last contact with the aircraft on radio was at 1418Z. There were 2 persons on board, and further details will be provided in due course. All right, now I'd like us to take a look at some of the details of this aircraft that crashed. When we first had the initial report, all we heard was that it was an Arrow microlight aircraft. And if you looked up the meaning of a microlight aircraft, you'd see that it's in relation to the weight of the aircraft. So the aircraft identification from the technical document is this: the weight and balance report for the Sky Arrow aircraft. Field and value. The aircraft type is Sky Arrow. The aircraft serial number is 103. The registration number is 9G ADV. It happened in Accra. The date, not sure what the date is, but it's the 25th of January 2023. The empty weight is, the empty weight is 429 kg. Now, the number of passengers that were on the aircraft were 2. So seats, there are 2 seats. The engine is Rotex 9112. Cruise speed is 170 kilometers per hour. The range is 800 kilometers. And the weight is 450 kilograms. Date, 2001, the aircraft was likely to be grounded. In January 2023, restoration completed, and this is the timeline for reconstruction. So in 2001, we are told that the aircraft was likely to be grounded. In January 2023, we were told that restoration was completed. In January 2023, again, weight and balance plus Ghana Civil Aviation Authority inspection. Late January 2023, test flight permit issued. In February 2023, the aircraft was born again. And these are the possible areas of investigation. 1, certificate of registration, certificate of airworthiness, maintenance release certificate, and a test flight permit. All right, so this is the information we have from the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority on what happened, the beginning stages of the investigation, facts about the aircraft, and the fact that investigations are still ongoing. Now, there were also some media reports after this occurred. Among other things, we saw some screenshots from social media. This post by this person called Roberto Bilia. He made this post on the 25th of January 2023. And there's a picture of the aircraft. If this is the aircraft that is said to have been involved in the accident, we see the registration number, the G9 ADV, which corresponds directly with the registration number which the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority has given us. So this post says that almost ready, after 21 years, is almost ready to get in the sky once again. Yesterday had inspection of Ghana Civil Aviation Authority to release the permits for the test flight. So this person called Roberto Bilia posted this yesterday. He posted this in January 2023, but it resurfaced yesterday after the said crash occurred. This post corresponds with the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority information that we just shared with you. Again, this same person posted, after 22 years, 9G ADV is again airborne. What an emotion. Shortly, more videos from GoPro. And then he posts some pictures of the dashboard, some pictures of the aircraft on the tarmac, and also what looks like a picture of the pilot in the aircraft, either airborne or about to take flight. All right. So these are more pictures from this Roberto Bilia person. After 21 years and 6 months, his heart is pumping again and is almost ready to take its first flight again. Can't wait for the test flight. And he shows us the aircraft, what looks like it's on the tarmac, and then looks like it's in the interior of a building, perhaps the place where repairs or maintenance took place. All right. Now, these are further pictures of the aircraft. It shows us details about the aircraft and more. These are social media reports that surfaced after the aircraft is said to have crashed just before 3 p.m. yesterday. They popped up on Twitter, otherwise known as X, on Facebook, among other places. All right. Now, Richard Kumado, let me come back to you. Would this information that has resurfaced on social media help with the investigation in any way?
Definitely, yes. What we learned from Zina is that this morning, TV3 is able to display the likely areas of investigation. And one of the lines in there, we are talking about the airworthiness of the aircraft. And it falls directly in line with the statement resurfacing again on social media. They will look at what is the cause of the accident and the manner of the crash. Is it mechanical fault, or is it a natural cause, weather, the airworthiness of the aircraft, and what really happened? And the areas stipulated by what you just read, the airworthiness is one of them. And we learned this from the Z9. So I think it's important. But then the teams that got to the scene will also play a key role in assessing exactly what they saw and how that fit into the entirety of the investigation. So we are on course. We just needed to wait for the 72 hours for the responding teams to be able to tell us exactly what the likely paths are and what the likely causes of the crashes.
All right. Now, it's not been 24 hours yet, but normally, how soon should we expect to hear from the investigative authorities when a crash like this occurs? Because so far, a lot of the conversations around this crash are speculative. Even the identities of the persons on board have not been released officially yet.
We are also doing something unique in this case, that even though the Aircraft Accident and Incident Prevention Bureau is predominantly an Air Force unit, we are bringing them into the public space or the commercial space that to help the police and the fire service. I believe that national security will take a decision as to who become the leading investigating team and what the modalities to be in terms of addressing the media or in terms of engaging the general public when such issues occur. If you look at what happened to Zina, Zina was predominantly a military aircraft. So the presidency, the president, the national security coordinator, the CDS, everybody got involved. And if you remember, it was the CDS who briefed the media to the extent that this is a civilian aircraft, which is a 2-seater or 4-seater, used for various things, including training and surveying. But we need to craft a strategy, civil aviation strategy or investigation strategy for ourselves as a nation. That in times such as this, is it fire service that become the leading agent, or is it the AIB within the Ghana Armed Forces or the police, and who briefs the media? But having said that, I believe the investigative teams on the ground will put something together, and within 72 hours, they will issue a statement, probably from Ministry of Defense or Ministry of Interior or Civil Aviation, preferably, to be able to tell the general public what they have gathered so far whilst they look into the details of the actual investigations.
All right. Now, while we wait to hear from the National Civil Aviation Authority, what can you tell us about this microlight aircraft? This is the first time I'm hearing about a microlight aircraft. Is it a popular sort of aircraft? Who uses the microlight aircraft? Are they used by individuals, companies, the government, the military? What can you tell us about it?
We have within the system a number of, we call it a 2-seater heli, and we also have 4-seater heli. Government has 4-seater, individuals have 4-seater and 2-seater. Predominantly, they use them for two things or three. They use them for training purposes. They use them for survey in the air, or what we call area surveillance. And Ghana government also have a number of two-seater, or no, four-seater they use, the Air Force use for such purposes. Others may say they use it for refreshing or recreational purposes. So these are some of the uses of these two-seater and four-seater aircraft. And they all play predominantly the same role, but due to the lighter nature of what they are and what they do, it's restricted within the space, and nobody gets to know about them until this particular crash incident happened. I believe going forward, a lot of public education would need to be provided and awareness will need to be created, so that we are not just talking about who owns what and what they do, but in terms of civil aviation national strategy, we will need to look at some of these things to clean up our airspace and to make sure we are doing it right and we are not leaving anything untenable on.
Now, some experts in the space have spoken about the safety of this particular aircraft. They say that the microlight aircrafts are not safe, to literally put it the way they said it. The microlight aircrafts are not safe, and that they are not even very commonly used in many countries. Is this correct? And if it is, why do we have them? Well, we don't know who was flying it yet, but what can you say about the safety of the microlight aircraft?
Number one, when it comes to helis and planes crashing, it's just like a car getting involved in an accident or a tractor getting involved in an accident. But the standard procedure says that you cannot fly without authorization from civil aviation, which means that they might have done the checks and they will say you are okay to go. And that's also to say that come with your flight plan and who owns the aircraft, where are you moving from, all those basic things will be taken care of. That is to say that incidents such as this can happen to any aircraft or any heli and any bigger aircraft, whether two-seater, four-seater, nine-seater, or even many of the bigger ones. And because information is not coming out, some of these speculations will find their way into the space. But whether if there are safety issues or not, you remember from Z9, one of the arguments that came out from the investigation outcome was that there has to be safety equipment on some of those aircraft. And so we are looking at safety, we are looking at security, we are looking at precautionary measures that will determine what the mitigating factors will go on going forward into the next round, where we don't want to have such instances, and the outcome of investigation will be that we haven't done the right thing. But I want to speak about whether it is safe or it's not safe. What I want to say is that before you take off, wherever you are taking off from, civil aviation will have to give you the green light to take off. And many of the things they look out for is your airworthiness, your safety, and who owns which aircraft. So that we wait for the investigations and we do not speculate. It is also true that there are not many in this country, but then checks and my understanding is that we have a number of two-seater and four-seater, and Ghana government even have four-seaters they use for training and for area surveillance purposes into many of the things they do at the Military of Defense or at Ghana Armed Forces.
All right. Well, thank you for speaking to that. This expert who was speaking yesterday, he actually spoke on Joy News yesterday. His name is Mr. Yakubu Akpa Biru, and he said that it's important to know that accidents involving microlight aircrafts are very common, and these microlight aircrafts are not common in Ghana. However, they're common in the US and Europe, and their safety record is extremely poor as they are prone to getting accidents. But we're going to be speaking to Benjamin Owusu, who is an aircraft safety engineer, shortly. So perhaps he'll be able to give us more information on that. But still on safety and security, what can you say about the location of this crash? Now, it happened very close to a school compound. We saw very disturbing images of 4-year-olds, 3-year-olds trying to get out of the scene, their teachers trying to guide them out of there, parents, anxious and scared, speaking to journalists about how they felt when they heard about the crash. It's close to a residential area from what media reports have shown us so far. If this crash had occurred inside a residential area, how would this, or how should this situation be managed, seeing as even after what happened with Z9 and all that we learned from it, we still saw people in the community going towards the crash site for whatever reason to maybe take videos or see what they could gather from the site and so on. What would you say about that?
Education is key, and not just at the air crash, heli crash, or aeroplane crash site, but even with what we do with normal accident, you see people scooping fuel from tankers and they may blast up and create a number of injuries or deaths. So that thing, public education, awareness creation should be part of our national coordinated response plan as a nation going forward. Unethical is a very popular place. The particular place it crashed is a little bit excluded from the actual park. But it's also because of the lightness of this particular aircraft and the history they have. Many of the pilots who want to land it at an open place. Unfortunately, the history of this aircraft is that they get crashed into residential places or, unfortunately, densely populated places. What is good for us in this particular case is that the place it landed or it crashed has little to do with the visibility or the vicinity, has an open space for him, and the pilot managed to land there, and even though it crashed and the 2 people on board died. We are fortunately, the children were safe, the community is safe, the hospitals around the place is safe, the schools around are safe. I believe strongly that it will also become a test case for the investigators to be able to prescribe some measures going forward as to what to do, what not to do when the first responders get to the place. Whether do they need to sack the people and what people were doing there in the first place. And that also goes back to what we needed to do as a nation, granting public education on many of these things that we have left undone for a very long time.
All right, and we saw a gentleman, I think his name is Alaji, trying to get the school children out of there and their teachers as well. I'm glad you spoke about our emergency response. Do you think that the citizens who were at the crash site conducted themselves well in evacuating
in that
children?
moment? In that moment, you cannot accuse them. You cannot blame them. Yeah? Curiosity, anxiousness, anxiety. People have their keys close by. There are actually 2 clutches around where the crash happened. And you have residential area, you have roads at the other side, you have the main park at your back, you have hospitals within the area. So out of curiosity, anxiousness, and people are nervous, they might want to get in there and become the heroes of the day. But we are just saying that citizens have a role to play, professionals have a role to play. We will need to create public education and ensuring that people who get into some of these spaces do the right things first. Other than that, the tendency of them contaminating even the crime scene is a bit more problematic. And you know the issues we have with the Z9, and afterwards the issues that came up. I am aware that the police people from the police crime scene has the tendency of reconstructing the crime scene and making sure they pick out the best information for the frontline investigators. But if the general public can be made aware of what their roles and responsibilities are in terms of what we are talking about, it may also have in a larger extent that they do not get involved in getting themselves soiled or contaminated or get blasted in that regard.
Away from the citizen response, let's speak about our emergency services response. NADMO was at the site doing their bit, and other investigative bodies were on the site. The military was there, and so on. Even though we haven't still heard or received the full report or seen the full picture, what's your assessment of the response of NADMO at the site yesterday?
Not just NADMO, but fire service and
National
the role
Fire
of fire
Service,
service,
yeah.
Ghana National Fire Service, in emergency management in this country is key. And I'm hoping and praying that we will reach to National Fire Service to be able to perform at the highest levels of optimum. And the Ghana police was predominantly there. They were telling me, Richard, we got there first before the others came. Why are you praising others and you are not praising us? I want to say kudos to all of them. The military was there. They made a huge representation. I think by and large, the coordinated effort of all our agencies in the front line was very great. It was smooth. It was swift. They knew exactly what to do, and they have access to the place because it was an open place as compared to Z9. So kudos to them. Going forward, let's do more because this is what you have signed on for. And the people of Ghana are looking up to you to discharge your responsibilities when it matters most.
Thank you so much, Mr. Richard Kumado, for joining us this morning and giving us those insights into the crash, unfortunate fatal crash of a Sky Arrow microlight aircraft, which happened in Tema yesterday near a school compound. 2 people are reported dead, and from reports so far, they are the only 2 people who were on the flight. Their identification is yet to be released. We don't know who they were, what their names are, but we know that they were flying from Ho to Accra. This crash happened just before 3 p.m. yesterday, and all security agencies who were at the site yesterday did their best to maintain the sanctity of the crash site so as it's not contaminated by the many people in the neighborhood who rushed to the site for whatever reason. We'll get into that further, and as we get more information, we will continue to share. But in studio, we're joined by the Honourable Member of Parliament for Doma. Former Member of Parliament for Doma West. But you go again, won't you go? Honourable Ali Maiga.
I'm vying for the national organizer. So.
For national organizer. Yes. So you can't run?
I'm running for the national organizer.
So you, so you can't...
no, it's not possible.
Yeah, so you can't go. Okay. Well, all the best in that race. I hope you're well.
Thank you, and I'm fine. You?
I'm very well, thank you.
I like your dress.
Oh, you do? Thank you. We're still in Ghana month, so we're trying to keep with the Ghanaian prints, and I invite you to do the same.
Well, this is also an African print.
Oh, it is?
Except that is tropical. It's not like the GTP or
I see,
GTP,
yeah.
But it's an African way.
Oh, yes.
I do mostly African ways.
It's nice, though.
I don't do this.
You don't do suit and tie?
Really?
Really?
No, maybe to court or to settle. Except that I don't do.
Okay. Well, it's great to have you. We're going to start our conversation with the crash yesterday, and then we'll go into the recruitment, the doubling of the recruits into the security agencies as announced yesterday. You heard about the crash yesterday?
Yeah, I did. Now, let me say good morning to you. Good morning to you too. I heard about the crash yesterday, and for me, it was unfortunate. And let me express my condolences to the family who lost their relatives. I think the second time we're having it within a year, right?
Well, in a short period, but not in the same year.
In a short period, yes. It's just bad. It brings to fore the nature of the airworthiness of our flights. And I learned this is a private one.
Yes. Well, yes.
Yeah, this is a private one. And now you see the problem with Ghanaians is how we take safety seriously in this country. Normally, even at our workplaces, we realize that we don't take safety issues very serious. Normally, you see a Ghanaian, car in your crowd, my man trying, then you breaks the requirement in the car. This kind of attitude of Ghanaians is what caused some of these things. I overheard you saying that macrolights are not normally safe.
That's what a safety expert who spoke yesterday on Joy News said. His name is Yakubu.
The modern ones are very safe.
The modern ones.
You know, they are very light, so they are susceptible to this turbulence and because of their weight. But they are very safe. It depends on the routine maintenance and routine maintenance.
Do you have one?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't intend to own one because
I'm asking because of your very certain statements that they are
safe. They are
Okay.
very safe. If you go to advanced countries, they use them a lot. Okay. They are very safe. But if normally it's a human error, you have the technical issues and the environmental issues, and sometimes even the pilot. You see, if your pilot is not that experienced and doesn't have enough flight time, it can cause it. And in our side of the world, now, my main try here is our problem. Let me try it, I can do it. Thank you. Let me try it, I can do it. I had an eyewitness yesterday, and I think that the pilot did a bit well, because he said they were going to crash into a residential area. Then he tried, and then they crash into the other area. I think generally we need to take our aviation, because air travel is the safest among all, compared to road, compared to
I would have thought C was the safest.
No, it's A.
A is the safest.
Yes.
I see.
A is the safest. See, there if you draw now, you are gone. But A is the safest. But you see, if all depend on civil aviation too, they should up their game. I think they should up their game. Because if there's a routine check on these small macrolite fly, I don't think you'll be discussing these issues.
From a social media report that we had, we will just pull back the dates, and also from the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority. So we know that it was grounded in 2001, and we'll just pull up the details again for us all to see one more time. So it was grounded in 2001, and there have been various routine checks on the aircraft, and in 2003 especially, and to 2023 especially. And so this particular flight, from the reports we have so far, mind you, the reports are not conclusive yet, but the reports we have so far indicates that it was ready to go. So these are details that we have received from the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority. So in 2001, the aircraft is said to have been likely grounded. Then in 2023, it was restored completely. Still in 2023, in January, the weight and balance plus inspection by the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, test flight permit was issued, and the aircraft was born again in February of 2023. So these, according to this report, then the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority had done its due diligence and enough inspection to ensure that the aircraft was okay to fly. Yeah. So it was airborne again only 3 years ago.
Now, I agree with you on this. Maybe they would have done this, but what about the weather condition? Realize that the helicopter that crashed at, what's the name of the place?
Is it Z9?
The Z9. Yeah. With the Z9 that crashed. Yeah. I think it's basically caused by the weather condition.
It was part,
the same thing. So I think maybe the flight may be airworthy, but the weather condition might not be good enough for the flight to fly. And then we did also discuss. It didn't capture the experience of the pilot. It's just equally important.
Yeah.
Because
the identity of the pilot has not even
exactly.
Been
so
released.
let's wait for. I'll wait for the investigation.
The final report.
Because for the Z9, some of the information we were hearing about the pilot wasn't palatable. It wasn't that experience. When our brothers...
Those were rumors before the final investigative report came out.
Exactly. And we were even told that they were looking for scapegoats here and there, but those were the rumors. Yeah. So for me, I'll wait for the final report so that at least we know what actually caused the problem. It could be the pilot issues, it could be the weather issues, it could be even the aircraft itself.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've been joined in studio by the Honourable Member of Parliament for Sanorugu, Honourable Atta Issa. Great to have you. I think it's the first time I'm hosting you. Is that correct?
Here in studio, yes. But in my constituency, no. You came to my constituency
during
prior to the election.
Community manifesto.
Sure.
Yes, we had a good time.
Yeah.
Great to have you in studio.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, and you're welcome. Now, I'm sure you followed reports, though sketchy, about the crash that happened yesterday, unfortunately. What are your initial remarks?
Let me say good morning to you and to my colleague here and to the viewing public. I think before I answer that question, let me just clarify something. There is no, yes, rumor. It was rumored that the pilot was not experienced, but the actual findings that we got to know subsequently suggest otherwise. This was a very well-trained and experienced pilot who has flown even high-profile personalities.
The Z9.
Yes, okay. Who has flown high-profile personalities in the country. So as for air accidents, these are not things you can necessarily attribute to pilots because there are various reasons that you can attribute to that. So to that end, I just wanted to say that it is not the case that the person was not experienced or it was a means of a scapegoat or something like that. Now, coming to the issue, I think that, like you rightly said, these are still early days yet for us to make any conclusion. I am one of the few people who like to read reports, official reports from relevant stakeholders. And listening to the, I listened to the Director General for the Aircraft Accident and Incident Investigation and Prevention Bureau yesterday, who told us that the bodies of the deceased had been moved to the police hospital for autopsy and further investigation. So as we speak, any information that we put out there will just suggest that we are preempting the investigation. But yes, Ghana's aviation sector is largely safe. If you look at the aviation database, the civil aviation database, and even ICAO, it suggests that only about 22 reported aviation occurrences in Ghana since the inception of the aviation industry under Nkrumah. There had been only 22 recorded aviation occurrences, and some of them did not even result in any fatalities. So just like we have our usual transport systems like vehicles, no matter how safe and sound your vehicle is, sometimes an errant driver can still make you have an accident. So it might not necessarily be the vehicle, but the driver, it might also be the weather and all those things. So it's still early days yet. What I would rather say is that we need to reflect as a nation. Because listening to the Deputy Minister for Defense yesterday, I got the sense that this particular light aircraft is not part of the fleet of the Ghana Air Force.
This is private.
Yes, it's private. Yes.
So what is the regime that we use in terms of private aircraft? So because I get the sense that they were not even privy to what was going on, and they were also now waiting to get feedback. I was thinking Ghana Civil Aviation will normally have a tracking of all aircraft leaving the airport and those landing.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to relook at the licensing regime of private aircraft operators in Ghana.
Now, I just want to refer to the gentleman that you just referred to.
Yeah.
We have been joined on the phone lines by Mr. John M.K. Wumboti. He's the Acting Commissioner of the Ghana Aircraft Accident and Incident Investigation Bureau, Prevention Bureau. You just referenced him, and he's joined us on the phone lines just to give us some more details. Good morning, Mr. John. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners, and good morning to your panel members, and good morning to yourself.
Good morning. You've been busy since yesterday, speaking on the various bits of information that you can give us about this crash that happened yesterday. While we wait for a full investigative report, details are still quite sketchy, and there's a lot of presumptions flying all over the place, some rumors here and there, and social media reports. But what can you tell us from your desk, from where you sit, about initial investigative reports on what happened yesterday?
Yeah, so once again, I say good morning to you and your panel, and good morning to your listeners. First of all, let me say my condolences to the bereaved family, the ones that lost their loved ones. Let me say condolences to them. Let me also thank the Ghana Police Service, the Fire Service, the Navy, the NADMO, and all those who contributed yesterday. Before we got there, they had cordoned off the place for us to do our preliminary work. And so yesterday we got there, and I put my team together. We got there, led by my chief investigator, Captain Fojo. So when we got there, we really took what we need to do, pick the pieces and did some photography so that we could gather what really happened. That would aid us in the investigation. And so after taking the preliminary information, we left and asked the police and the military to take charge so that nobody enters where they've cordoned off. And so this morning, we are just about moving, and because of your interview that I'm standing, so in the next few minutes, we'll be moving to the scene. So what we are doing next is that yesterday the body were taken to the Ghana Police Hospital. Now, today we are going with an Air Force truck so that we'll pick the wreckage. When we pick the wreckage, it is part of the investigation. We bring it to their hangar, And that is where we are going to do our investigation on the wreckage. So for now, we are picking the pieces and the bits together and the preliminary information so that we can come out with an information, or we can come out with investigative report that will speak to the issue.
All right, so we still wait for the preliminary investigative report. But there are comments and concerns about this particular type of aircraft, the microlight aircraft. We've had some experts say that in countries where they are used, like in Europe and the US, that they are not particularly safe. And it's one of the reasons they are not very common in Ghana. Is this an accurate statement?
No, I don't want to think so. But for our work, we don't really want to look at some of these speculations. As professional investigators, what we speak to, we speak to the facts, and we speak to what happened. And so, as I said, we're going to all the pieces and bits, do our interviews, then we come out with a report and the recommendation. But for now, what people speculate, we will not be able to say anything about it until we come out with our investigation.
Okay, I see. Well, we still wait to hear or to read the full investigative report. But in situations like this, in about how many hours? 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours? What is the timeline during which we should expect to see a report that will give us details about what happened, or at least the identifications of the persons who we unfortunately lost?
Yes, so all that will come out. When we finish picking our pieces together, there's a formula that we follow. We have protocols that ICAO, the National Civil Aviation Organization, dictates what we should do. They have a formula that we all follow. All the countries that have signed to the convention, we all follow that protocol. And so you cannot jump and go and do something, some announcement that will cost Ghana. When that happens, it will cost Ghana a lot. So we are very cautious as investigators. We will want to pick the pieces together, then we'll come out with our the report. But however, we cannot for now say, oh, the investigation is going to take us 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. We have a standard. And so we are following that standard. And when, after today, when we gather all the pieces, we will speak to the public.
Now, from the videos that we've seen circulating on social media, we see that there are persons, from the military and other security agencies on site, I suppose, to contain the accident or the crash sites and to prevent it from contamination and so on. Some concerns that have been raised include the fact that they were not wearing gloves or masks and so on. Do these things matter?
No, it will not affect anything. It will not, yes. So yesterday, at least we picked what we needed to pick on the wreckage. We would just go to continue certain aspect of it. But whether they were wearing gloves or no, it won't affect our investigation.
All right, so that is not a problem that we should concern ourselves with?
No, at all, at all.
All right. Finally, before I let you go, does this aircraft, microlight aircraft, does it have a black box?
Black box?
Well, after the Z9... Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
It doesn't have a black box?
No.
So, from what we learned from the Z9 crash, we know that the black box is the thing that helped investigators determine exactly what happened, as it records everything that happens on the flight. What would the investigators be relying on this time to determine the cause of the crash?
Yeah, so the black box is just an aspect of the investigation. And without it, it will spoil anything. There are others that we will use, and it will help us get to the bottom of it. The black box wouldn't cause any problem. The absence of it wouldn't cause any problem. There are other ways we will use, and we'll get to the bottom.
Can you just throw further or a little more light on the other possible ways, just for education purposes? How else can you tell the cause of the crash?
Yes, just like I said, for the cause of the crash, we cannot speak to it now, my sister. So we will follow every protocol that we need to follow. As I said, let's get there. While we're picking the wreckage, and we bring it back to a hangar, at least we'll get something to inform you better.
Okay. I want to let you go, but I'm still just a little curious, and if you'd indulge me, when you arrived yesterday at the crash site, what did you find? What can you tell us? I know that we are waiting for investigative reports, but when you got to the crash site yesterday, is there anything you can tell us that you found that can aid in investigation in the absence of a black box, in the absence of particular information between maybe the pilot and the radioed call that was recorded, I think, around 2 p.m. before the crash?
Yes. My sister, investigations, the way we do it holistically. We take our time to pick all pieces together. We don't want to say this in pieces. And so we just want to get there, put everything together, then we'll let you know. But for now, we can't tell. We saw this. You see, with the investigation, like I said, we are assigned to the protocols of ICAO. And there's a way we should do it, which we are following. So we don't want to say certain things. And if we say, look, mind you, whatever we are doing, we have to report to ICAO. And they are coming here next year to audit Ghana. And so we want to be very careful how we divulge information and how we go about our investigation. So if you will indulge me, let me get there with my team. We'll come back to you.
All right. Well, we will take your advice and we will wait. And we wish you all the very best in your investigations, you and everyone at the Bureau. Thank you. Thank you so much for talking to us. We've been talking to Mr. John M.K. Wumboti. He's the Acting Commissioner for the Aircraft Accident and Incident Investigation Prevention Bureau. And he says we should sit tight and wait for a holistic report from yesterday's unfortunate incident and slow down on the speculations and rumors going on social media. Yes, please continue.
So I think that he has precisely said what I was, the information I was given earlier. But moving on, I want to say that the aviation industry in Ghana is heavily regulated by international airport regulations and then the ICAO standard, that is International Civil Aviation Organization standards. Fortunately, I'm a member of the Ghana Airport Board, and this is a heavily regulated sector. Look, even in advanced...
You are a member?
Yes.
Ghana Airport Board?
Yes.
Okay.
Even in advanced countries, we have some of these casualties happening, however regrettable the situation is.
Yeah.
So I'll also join calls in expressing my condolences to the bereaved family, though the identities are not yet known, but we can empathize.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, August Eve is still fresh in our minds, and I was one of the people that thought we wouldn't see something like this happening. Because if you look at before the August Eve 2025, the last time we saw similar incident was in 2012, when was it Starbo?
Yes.
That veered off towards the LWAC,
yes.
and I think it killed about 12 people.
Yes.
So I thought, so from 2012, we have not witnessed something similar to that extent until 2025, and just less than a year, we are getting some of these things. So I think that it's something that we
since you are on the airport, you said the airport.
Yeah, Ghana Airport Board.
Ghana Airport Board.
Yes.
And the fact that we've seen one incident in August last year, another incident in March this year, it's raising concerns about the safety of our airspace and aviation in the country. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, I'm saying that there is no threat at all to the airspace of Ghana. I picked an information from the ICAO website. And
what's the full name of ICAO?
The International Civil Aviation Standards Organization. So let me just give you the full meaning proper. It is the International Civil Aviation Organization.
Okay.
So that is the meaning of ICAO. So they regulate all the airports across the globe. They have various standards in terms of your drainage systems, your runways, in terms of your terminals. They do all those in security, your sewage treatment plants. All those things are heavily regulated by ICAO standards.
Okay.
Now I'm saying that I picked an information from their website concerning some of these small aircraft normally the accident occur in them precisely because it can be due to poor weather. And I think in this case, we still have some level of good weather in Ghana currently. So I don't think...
Yesterday was very sunny.
But I don't know. But I'm saying that normally weather issues...
Obviously, that's why let's leave these things for the airport to come.
No. I'm not preempting their investigation. I'm saying that the information that they have provided on the light aircraft, they said most accidents happen due to poor weather, pilot error, mechanical failure, limited navigation system in small aircraft. Their navigation systems are normally limited. Then the training flights or private operations. Then the micro aircraft in particular have less automation, lighter structures, and shorter flight ranges. So they are attributing reasons why mostly it is easier for the smaller aircraft or the choppers to be involved in accident than the bigger ones. But I'm saying that this does not suggest that the Ghana airspace is not safe, because I have already stated since the inception of the Ghana airport, that was in the 1950s, we have recorded only 22. But if you go to other countries, even advanced countries, sometimes every 3 years they have major occurrences at their airport. In fact, even 2 days ago, you saw the fuel aircraft carrier of the United States, according to them. No, but this is serious, because according to the investigation that they published by the U.S. CENTCOM, they suggested that it wasn't any friendly fire or enemy fire. It was just due to a crash. So if it can happen to the American with that such sophistication, it is possible it can happen to Ghana. So
it's not a question of the safety of our airspace. All right.
The question we should be asking ourselves is that what will be the outcome of the investigation? Once we get the outcome of the investigation, we will know whether it was due to safety standards, it was due to pilot issues, it was due to the airspace. Then as a government, we can see how best we'll deal with the issue.
All right. Let me read some of your messages coming in. Aziz Donla from WA says, the accident is unfortunate, it's sad and heartbreaking. Governments must investigate into the matter as soon as possible to prevent such tragedies. Condolences to the bereaved families, though we don't know who they are yet. Good morning, Na and Cookie. I completely agree with people that we need a lot of sensitization and education on the way people rush to accident scenes. We seem not to learn from further casualties and deaths resulting from people rushing to accident scenes for whatever reason. On the security services recruitment issue, it's very unfair for the majority to argue that there should not be any refund. And that's from Simon Yeng, texting us from WA. More messages coming in. Now, please let's slow down and allow the investigators to do their work. However long it takes, the report will help us to prevent such happenings in the future. And that's from Kofi. And I take a final message from Landlord, texting from Boga D line. He says, is it true that those who defended the 350 Ghana cedis for security services application yesterday are today fuming at 200 cedis? Well, I've always protested these fees, including university form fees. We would have bought it for 30 Ghana cedis. All right. Okay. When the bush is burning, the chameleon must abandon the old walking style of its ancestors. What does that? When the bush is burning, the chameleon must abandon the old walking style of its ancestors.
This one is savvy.
Okay.
Now, who was the president in 2012 when he had the crash?
We are wrapping up this conversation.
I'm asking a question. Who was the president in 2012 when he had the crash?
You said where was the president?
Who was the president?
Who was the president?
Prof. Mills.
And then President Mahama was the vice, right? Okay, and he became president in 2012 again.
What? This is a mischievous
I'm asking a question. And who is the president today? Is it President Mahama again?
Why are you asking these?
Well, I'm just asking. Just be curious.
That's mischievous.
Yes,
no, I'm not being mischievous.
You are.
I'm being curious.
No, you are. I see President Mahama is a pilot.
I haven't said so.
So why are you?
I'm just asking
questions.
All right. I think we can draw the curtain on this topic, and then we can move on to the pledge by the president to increase the intake of security recruits. In fact, double it from 20,000 in 4 years to 40,000 in 4 years. This announcement has received mixed mixed reactions. President Mahama directs the expansion of security services recruitment. The President, John Dramani Mahama, has held a high-level meeting with heads of security agencies, the Minister for the Interior and Acting Minister for Defense, on the ongoing security services recruitment process. Following the briefing on the process, the President has directed that the number of men and women to be recruited to the various security agencies should be increased from 20,000 to 40,000 over a 4-year period. The President has also directed the heads of the security agencies to ensure transparency and fairness in the recruitment process. Present at the meeting were the Chief of Staff, the Secretary to the President, the Senior Presidential Advisor on Governmental Affairs, National Security Coordinator, Inspector General of Police, Director of Prisons, Director General of the Ghana Fire Service, the Controller General of the Ghana Immigration Service, and the Director General of the Narcotics Control Commission. So this meeting happened yesterday, and it's received mixed reactions, if you ask me. While people on one side are happy that more young people will get the opportunity to serve in the various security agencies and, among other things, reduce unemployment, others are concerned about the numbers and whether they are needed at all, whether there will be a problem of redundancy and the ability of the country to pay double the amount of the number of recruits. We are joined again by Kofi Kumado on the phone lines, on Zoom, but I'll start from studio and then we'll come to you because for our first conversation, we came to you first. Let me start with you, Micah. What's your initial response to this? Do you support the President's...
The initial response, anything that will give
Ghanaians opportunities.
Ghanaian youth jobs, I support.
Okay.
And
I'm happy to hear that.
We want to know, I particularly want to know why the doublet. Is it the case that we need more security or we just want to create jobs for our people? However it is, I think it is important that we create jobs for our people. And for the President to increase the intake from how many? 20,000 to 40,000?
Yes, so 5,000 a year to 10,000 a year.
For 4 years?
Yes, so for each year, 5,000 more.
Just this year alone, according to the Interior Ministry, those who applied for the jobs, just over 500,000, right?
Yeah.
That's less than 1%.
Of?
The 40,000, just less than 1%
of the applicants.
Of the applicants. So that tells you the gravity of unemployment in this country. I'm not sure but the President's solution to unemployment is a recruitment to the security services. What Ghanaian youth need today is for the President to implement his flagship policy, 24-hour economy. That's what they promised the youth of this country. That's how they were going to create jobs. In fact, now we are made to believe in opposition that for every single job, they'll add 2 more people. Mm-hmm. 2 more people. If you go to Controller Accountant General, they have about let's use the very much about 650,000 people
on payroll.
So we have that's how many people are working for the government today. Now, if you multiply this times 2, if you add these 2, that is about 1.3 million.
Oh.
No, that's the essence of the 24-hour economy.
Oh.
That's the essence of the 24-hour economy. We said 1 job, 3 people, 3 shifts.
Where applicable.
Exactly. So
now, where did you get that? Where applicable?
We had always said.
Well,
where did you get that?
From a lot of the communication, we got
There's
the indication.
no communication that told us that where applicable. You were told in this
all
country.
Jobs.
All jobs. From the assemblies to the ministries to wherever. There will be 3 shifts.
That's what you heard.
No, that's what I heard. That was what we were told.
Okay.
That's what we were told. So now just when, even without the private sector coming in, President Mahama alone have created 1.3 million jobs if he had implemented 24-hour economy, the way he preached to us. So for me, President Mahama, what Ghanaian youth need today is the implementation of 24 hours. There are according to him, there are vacancies there. There are 2 more shifts to be filled. So let us fill those vacancies. Then we can get our people jobs. That's why I say for me, any effort to get the Ghanaian youth work to do, I'm for it. But you see, now, the sad thing about this security thing is that when a minority raise issues, then, as one of your testers said, then they will justify what they are doing today with what they criticize MPP for. For me, that's dishonesty. For me, that's dishonesty. Well, you can't justify things that you criticize. You can't cite things that you criticize to justify what you are doing today. Now, we came into government. Normally, the security agencies, they have the wage age limit around 25. You increase from 25 to 35. What does it mean? It means more Ghanaian youth are going to apply, isn't it? But you knew that you had limited vacancy. But you widened the gap for many Ghanaian youth. That's why you had the 500 margin. And you say, I'm coming here. You said the MPP was charging 350. Yes, it was. For me, I was against it. And I'm still against it that we shouldn't charge a peswa for somebody filling a form to be recruited into the...
it should be free.
It should be free. In other
was it free under your administration?
That's what I'm saying. And the MPP, I criticize it.
Okay.
And I still hold that standard. It should be free.
Okay.
In other jurisdictions, you even see security services doing roadshow to recruit
your people.
Exactly, into the security services. By now, our part of the environment is like everything, every job that Ghanaian youth must chase, we will make the Ghanaian youth. Now you increase for the entire 8 years, MPP didn't make even up to 20 million. Even when we criticized 20 million from the sales of the forms. For one single recruitment, 500,000 times 200, that gives how much? So some forms cost 250. So let's use the minimum. That's about 100 million. The government just made 100 million from the youth of this country. And I'll tell them that we are only picking 4,000 in the next 4 years. That's less than 1%.
40,000, not 4,000.
Is it 40,000? Yes, sorry. 40,000 in the next 4 years. That's really inadequate.
But it's an increase from the previous number. Isn't that something?
Nah.
That's 20,000 more youth getting employed.
But that doesn't answer the question. The question that we need, we widen the age gap to get more people employed for the job, knowing very well that you can't take them. Why would you do that? Tell me. Why would you do that?
Okay.
So I'm tempted to side with the people who believe that this government was on a mission to scam the Ghanaian youth. Because if not scamming, why would you say we only have 5,000 for this year? We will have 5,000 space, but you increase your age gap up to 35 years, and you attracted applicants, 500,000 applicants.
So your assumption is that the numbers is because of the age, the widening of the age gap?
Of course.
That there were a lot of people above the age of 25 who also applied.
Exactly, who applied. And you see, and then now, so I also want to support those who think that the government must refund their money. Now, let's face it, whether I'm people in DC, if I'm filling form for university education outside, you and I know, some of us who went to school outside, it's free. Just go to the website. You fill it. It's only few artists can even do that you pay application fee. Because at that time they had to do some postings and everything. Basically it's free. The youth is not certain that he's going to get a job. Yet he's paying. Okay. Now he pays for He pays for the forms. He pays for, what do you call it, medical transportation. He pays for even medicals. Even transportation come and even write the exam. Now hold on, I'm not done yet. Now, I know
please wrap it up.
I know a lady who spent no less than 800 cedis on this employment.
Did she get the job?
No. Even she filled a exam. An unemployed youth paid 800 cedis, hoping that you get a job. Now you failed the exam, and you are telling because of NDC MPP, you are not going to refund this 250 cedis to her. Now for me, I think, you see, let's take the youth of this country serious. We under our politicians. We under our politicians. The youth want to see progress in this country. And one of the progress in this country is that we start doing things the way things are done properly. There's nowhere in this developed world that you go now and you pay for forms to be recruited to the security services. You don't do that.
Okay.
You can also do that. Let's not see that as an avenue for revenue generation for government. That is bad. For me, that is bad.
Okay. All right. Let me come to you.
All right. So I would say that let me commend the president for listening to the concerns of the Ghanaian public. I think that what President Mahama did was very timely. As a member of parliament, I get plenty messages and calls concerning the desire of my constituents to join the security services. I agree with my brother that to some extent, a lot of those people are not joining the security services because of the desire to serve in the security services.
Of course.
But primarily sometimes because of survival. That is the avenue that is available at that time for them to be enrolled. So to that end, we can't but thank President Mahama for doing that. The second issue I will say is that in the 2025 budget, some numbers were given as to the number of people that will be recruited into the security services based on the existing IMF condition. Now, is there a need for the increased numbers, or is it just because of employment? There are international benchmarks on citizens to police ratio. In fact, the international benchmark is that one police officer should be in charge of 450 to 500 police officers. Currently, Ghana is around 712 citizens to one police officer. So there's a need for us to have the numbers. What often constrains governments is the fiscal space. Because it's not about just saying you are recruiting, but when you recruit people, you must have the necessary resources to tool them and pay them. That has been the concern of government. So the 20,000 that was announced, that was why it was phased over the 4-year period under the IMF program. Now we are exiting the program this year. Government has the opportunity to double the number in response to the public outcry. In fact, you saw what happened at the LWAC, where Ghanaian desirous of joining the security services, some lost their lives, some were badly wounded. And now you are seeing also the desire to join the police, the fire service, and the rest. Look at the number of applicants. And it is disingenuous to just say that all of a sudden it is because President Mahama is the government, or is the president, that's why these numbers turn up. The point is that if you look at the Ghana Statistical Service data, 2024 unemployment, end-year unemployment rate, according to the household income survey, was around 13.6%. In just 1 year, it shrank to about 12.8.
So that's 2025 report?
Yes. So it tells you that, yes, there's some work that is being done. But to just suddenly claim that it is because it's NDC. Look, let's go to history. He said the MPP never made sale up to 20 million. The truth of the matter is that the only time MPP advertised for recruitment was in 2017-2018 period. They were not advertising. You'll be there, your constituents or people will tell you that they are going for training. That is the truth of the matter. A government has come and trying to ensure transparency. And now, to ensure a transparent and accountable governance is a crime. President Mahama could have done it the way they used to do it. You give the slots to your party people. then get them recruited into the security services. That is not what he is doing. Okay. Currently, what is being done is that every Ghanaian has an equal chance of getting enrolled.
So you haven't sent any names from your constituency?
You wouldn't even because how many constituents have applied? In my constituency, police alone, we have close to 300 people. So how many slots will they give me? And how will I distribute it? You create more chaos for yourself if you attempt to do protocol. Because people will say you've prioritized some over the other. It will be disincentive for you, the politician, to try that. This is a fair play for any government to do to the citizenry, to make sure that every Ghanaian, irrespective of your political leanings or irrespective of where you come from. And now the recruitment is like that every district must have representation. Often what used to happen was that when they are doing recruitment, sometimes it is mostly centered around the cities. President Mohammed's regime is that recruitment should be targeted at every district. So if you go to the platform, you see that you are entitled to put even your district so that they know that this district will produce these military officers, these immigration officers, so that development is a shared goal, not necessarily for a certain class of people. Now, the age increase.
Wait, so you're saying on authority,
yes,
that members of parliament, MCs, DCs, and so on, are not given any protocol quotas?
No.
That the distribution is fair?
Fair, very fair.
And no one is given
and I'm saying that
any opportunity to present anybody?
Even if such was even given, that would have been a poor political
calculation.
I
got that. But I want you to confirm to us that
I am confirming to you because
no MP is presenting
I have not been contacted to submit any list to anybody. I'm being honest with you. You may do it, maybe your time you were doing it, but in our case, look at our numbers. Look at our numbers, 189. How many can you give us?
So you are saying that no member of parliament or MC or DCE
I am saying that
presenting a protocol list
no,
to the security agencies
no,
for recruitment?
And even if it was offered, I would have declined because I am rather going to put my constituents into more trouble for myself because some will think that I have prioritized some over them, and I wouldn't do that. Now, coming to this issue of the age increase from 30 to 35. Now, let's look at this from this way.
Okay.
Are you trying to tell me that a mere 5-year difference from 30 to 35?
No,
was it 25, I think?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 10 years different interval from 25 to 35. Mm-hmm. If you are a 35-year-old person in this country, are you trying to tell me that you can no longer be an immigration officer?
Well, that's the argument.
So if you are expanding the age to make sure that it does a lot of coverage, as for the number of people that will apply, we can have reservations about that because personally, I was of the view that they should have been a cut-off point.
His argument is that extending the age limit to 35 opens the brackets for application.
It doesn't matter.
So more people will apply.
It does not matter.
Knowing that you can only admit.
It does not matter.
How many people? Is it 50,000?
It does not matter because
5,000 people.
Yes. It does not matter because even leaving it at 25, we would have still had more numbers joining. But
you admit that extending to 35 invites a larger population, a larger chunk of the population.
And the positive side of it is that it gives us more coverage in terms of the age bracket. When you have 35, age comes with experience and strength.
Wisdom.
Yes. Okay. So no, please. Immigration officer at 35 years old demonstrate some level of experience and strength
in life. But not in the job.
So that is why I'm saying that to some extent we can have issue with the number of applicants, and I've not shy away from that. I have always said that if I was the Interior Ministry or the relevant stakeholders, I would have had a cutoff point. If you are looking for 5,000, and based on their body selections at that stage. Because to still carry people from body selection to the time of medicals, 100,000 people when you are looking for 5,000, I think it's an overboard. So to that extent, I would have agreed that there should have been a cut-off point. But this is the situation that we have found ourselves. And the president is now saying that instead of just throwing in our hands in despair, he said, let's increase the numbers. I think it's a call in the right direction and we must commend him. Okay. Finally, on the 24-hour economy, the truth of the matter is that you cannot wake up somebody who pretends to be sleeping. That's the truth. We never said anywhere that every sector of the Ghanaian economy will be running 24-hour economy. We never said that.
Gracious God.
So are you trying to tell me that schools will be doing 24 hours?
That's what we were told.
That's just you are not being fair to the viewers today. We were very clear when we were talking about the 24-hour economy. We said that it's a private-led initiative, and the idea was that we wanted to create an import substitution economy. Currently, Ghana, in 2025 alone, we imported the total import value of Ghana on some selected items, including Yamadie, sugar, and the rest, constitute almost 32 billion Ghana cedis. When we can produce those things in Ghana to create value for our people. So we are saying that how do we create an enabling environment for private sector to create the needed import value of 32 billion? That is the goal of government, and government is providing support services. And that's why you talked about DVLA and the post systems and the rest. These are support services and mechanisms and special SPVs through the GIFT program to give concessional loans to companies, provide risk guarantees, and also make sure that we provide the needed bilateral relationship and multilateral relationship for Ghanaian businesses to thrive and create regional and continental market for our Ghanaian goods. That is the role of government. Okay. We never said anywhere, and I dare you, we never said that every single sector of the Ghanaian economy will be running 24. Go to the examples of Sydney. Go to in the UK, go to Dubai.
You made your point.
Not every sector of their economy run 24 hours.
I'll come to you. But let me first go to our security expert who's still with us on Zoom, Mr. Richard Kumado, to just give us his thoughts on the doubling of... I will come to you. The doubling of the intake of security recruits. Mr. Kumado, is this a step in the right direction? Is this needed at this time?
Now, let me say that there's whole misconception and miscommunication about this whole issue of security recruitment. There are National Security Council institutions, or what you call law enforcement agencies or security agencies, that do not sell forms to applicants when they are doing recruitment. There are also National Security Council institutions or security agencies that do not fall directly under the Ministry of Interior. There are security agencies who does recruitment throughout the whole year. So the misconception or the miscommunication that there's some level of brouhaha about security recruitment in this country, we needed to be corrected. It's as a result of the 4 agencies that came directly under the Ministry of Interior, the police, immigration, fire, and prison. And that is where the issue is. Because there are recruitment going on right now that nobody is talking about it, and it doesn't create any mess within the public space. So we need to clear that one. Now, when the president said, move it from 20,000 to 40,000 over the year, it means that the president has heard the cry of the applicants and the grassroots in particular. And to that regard, I know the agencies are going to do the mathematical calculations. But the 4 agencies is where the issue is. The military predominantly, the chief of defense staff was at the meeting, but that is not an agency under the Ministry of Interior, and their recruitment did not create a problem. NAPCO has an authority or autonomy to do recruitment, and they wouldn't sell the form to anybody. We are seeing this problem because the recruitment has been so commercialized between NDC and MPP because of profit sharing, and that is why it's not giving people an opportunity to offer themselves to serve their nations and their community. And that is why one of the sentences in the president's directive is that there has to be transparency. And I think that if politicians leave the recruitment space and give it to the agencies, just like it's happening at some other agencies, you wouldn't have this kind of problems we are facing now. The last point I want to make is that now, in some other countries, they are enacting laws, or they are in process of enacting laws for people to join the law enforcement agencies because people don't want to. In our case, we have a lot of people who want to join the law enforcement agency. So the large numbers themselves is not a problem when it comes to law enforcement agency. The procedure is problematic for the 4 agencies under the Ministry of Interior. The outlook is not looking good. They need to heed to the advice of the president, and they need to be sober when we speak because we have done this thing for over 2 decades. And many of the things we have spoken about, they find themselves in the president's letter. So they need to give us that level of credibility and credence. Going forward, let the agencies, the police have the capacity to recruit 3,000 people using their internal processes. There wouldn't be a problem. Immigration has the capacity to recruit 1,000 people using their internal processes, and there wouldn't be a problem. My suggestive recommendation is that going forward, because of the brouhaha that came into this and the sale of funds and the profit-making aspect of it, they should allow the law enforcement agencies themselves to recruit the people. And even if politicians want slot, there's a better way of distributing slot and allowing the flexibility of the agencies to also recruit people to beef up the system. Unlike what we have in the past where you were having political police, protocol police, and professional police, we can move from there, doing it in a manner that do not degenerate into chaos and into public uproar until the president comes in to come and say, hold break and do it that way. And that is what I want to say now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Richard Kumado. Always great to hear from you on security-related matters. Back in studio, I'll give you the opportunity to give your final remarks on the conversation. Yes, Ali.
Honorable. Now,
yes.
Even at university level, when they get so many applications, what do? The cut point is always low, isn't it? Knowing very well that you don't have the spaces,
capacity.
You don't have the space, you don't rope in more people. That is the problem, Honorable.
I've considered.
Listen, no. You said it is important because it covers more a wider area, more age bracket. And I'm saying no. If you have more space for the people to occupy, then you can increase the age gap, and nobody will have issues with it. But you have a limited space. Even at 25, you are struggling.
It's in compliance with the law.
Honorable, please.
Okay, go ahead.
At 25, you are struggling. Then you go ahead to increase the age bracket, knowing very well that you can't take the people. As for slot there, now take it from me. The 5,000 that they are, or the 10,000 that they'll be doing this year, it's already gone.
What do you mean it's already gone?
I'm telling you, it's already gone.
That it's a protocol list. But
he won't be truthful.
Atta has just, Honorable Atta has just told us
take
that.
It from me.
It's not
all
happening.
That we are seeing on
You don't
television
believe
is just a formality. The 5,000 people are already gone.
How can you say that?
Oh.
And say it with so much conviction.
I said, take it from me. Take it from me.
Do you know something?
The presidency have their list. The MPs have their list. The party officers have their list.
Is that what you were doing?
That's what you were doing. That's the meaning.
I'm telling you, the 5,000.
Is that what you were doing when you were MP?
We are talking about what is happening today now. The 5,000 is gone. Honorable, you see, the number. If I say President Mahama didn't cause it, the ministers, all the ministers that he has appointed, they take decisions on his behalf.
Yes.
So invariably, the decisions they take are President Mahama's decision.
Yes.
So the decision to increase the age gap is President Mahama's decision.
Which we support.
In fact, it has cabinet approval. It has cabinet approval. So you cannot say that President Mahama didn't cause it. He did.
I never said so.
Oh, you did? Maybe you forgot.
The age increase. No, I never said that. Okay, you go ahead. Go ahead.
It is because of the age increase that we had that large number applying for the limited slots.
Okay.
So that large number that you see, President Mahama caused it, knowing very well that he can't apply
I still support you fully.
He can't. Bravo. Recruitment has never been, it's not decentralized. As you speak, go to Doma West. They are not recruiting people there.
Oh.
Are they? Okay. Are they recruiting people? No.
You have this on authority.
He's getting it wrong again.
He said
it's decentralized to district-based.
That's not true. So are you telling me that the immigration office in Doma West is not recruiting people? What's the question?
That's not exactly what I said. No, please.
So what about this?
He said that you indicate your district when you apply.
That's what I said.
So that
I'm coming there. That is normal application. That is normal application. If you do any application from day one, you indicate your district, your hometown, your everything. That does not mean the recruitment is going to take place at the district level.
No, he didn't.
That's not what I said. So you see why you are.
No, he didn't say that.
Now, if you say. No, you see, that's what he said.
Can you repeat what you said?
So should I repeat what I said?
You said the recruitment is decentralized.
Yes.
What is that supposed to mean?
So should I provide the meaning?
What is that supposed to mean?
What do you mean by that?
What I meant was that this time, every district or municipality will have its fair share of the 4 categories of security service that is being done.
And
the NPP, I'll give you one example. And the MP, the whole Sanago constitution.
And your reason, no, I'm coming.
No, let me
and your reason for saying, no, you do it.
Your time is up,
no,
actually.
but he came, no, he came, now, beg.
To explain something that you said.
So let me.
Land,
and his reason, your reason for saying that is that. Your reason for saying that is that because they indicated that they are coming from. And I'm saying in your constituency, today, if the 300 people that you think that they've applied, if they are all disqualified, nobody will be picked there. That's the point I'm making.
Okay.
That's the point I'm making. Now, finally on this, finally on this, I think I even forgot.
You forgot it, it's okay.
Final on the 24-hour economy. Now, honorable, you see, it is when you want power that you want to change the narrative. You see, now, Akufo was doing 1D, 1F. You have Ghana beyond a document. And all was aimed at ensure domestic import substitution. That was not we were promised when we were in
So
opposition.
say what you were promised.
We were promised that for every job in this, in fact, now remember you were telling them that there are certain sectors of this economy that were running 24 hours. Health sector runs 24 hours. Telecom sector runs 24 hours. What is the transport sector runs 24 hours. I'll go to my village with the VIP at night.
All right.
You get it? Okay. But you promise that all the jobs in the government sector will pay 24 hours. So I'm coming. Let me conclude.
That's your time.
If you just recruit about 1.3 million people to public sector, you'll be fine.
So my final word, I don't have much to say because he pick and choose the way he wants to understand issues. So let me now deal with the 24-hour economy. If you look at the NDC manifesto on page 22, with your permission, I will use my concluding remark on that alone.
You also bring a video.
Oh, please. The 24-hour economy is a deliberate policy intervention by the incoming NDC administration to stimulate economic growth by creating an enabling environment for businesses and public institutions to operate 24 in 3 shifts for 8 hours.
Public institutions?
Please. I'm coming. You will not be happy again. When I proceed, you won't be happy.
Please go on.
This innovative policy represents an integrated framework designed to support businesses to operate round the clock. It is a comprehensive, multi-sectoral import substitution, export-led, and industrialization agenda to transform the Ghanaian economy. I beg you, can you
allow him to talk?
Allow him to let him just land. The 24-hour economy will focus on selected public institutions with large customer base, such as the ports, harbors, and custom and passport office and DVLA. Okay. It was stated clearly in the NDC manifesto the public institutions that we were referring to. Right. Now the private sector.
So no, I beg you. My interest is the public sector. I beg you. Let's do the public sector.
So you were saying
let's do the public sector now. Now, my interest is the public sector.
Allow the man to land.
So he's rebutting my point.
Allow him to land.
So let's do the public sector.
Allow him to land, and then that will be our time.
So now, you can see that
you have 30 seconds.
we were very specific with the public institutions that will provide the support services. And I indicated it.
It is not
all sectors. Okay. And that's why we're very specific. So, and then it will focus primarily, I beg you, I have 30 seconds, I beg you. It will also focus primarily on agro-processing, manufacturing, pharmaceutical, construction.
That's the public sector.
That's what I'm saying, that the institutions that I mentioned, public institutions, are support services to enable these people.
Tell us now. So now tell us.
DVLA.
No, if you go to DVLA.
All right, that's our time, gentlemen.
Go to DVLA office.
Go there today.
That's our time.
Now, I'm giving you an assignment. Go to that DVLA office even at 6 o'clock. Even if you see a security man there. Go at this, even at 6 o'clock, if you see a security man there.
They are not working.
So do you agree that it is not every sector?
No, I'm even, that's what I'm saying. Provided what we are saying.
You've given us an assignment. We will report back next Tuesday when we come here. But that's our time on Big Issues this morning. Apologies for not being able to read more of your messages that you sent in. Big Issues is brought to you every weekday on TV3 Newday by University of Gold Coast. Whether you are aiming for specialist MBA in marketing communication, operations, supply chain management, human resource management, finance, entrepreneurship, innovation, or business intelligence analytics, you want to advance through a dual MBA or chartered Manager MBA. University of Gold Coast gives you the options that match your vision. And if your next step is an MSc in International Relations, Communication, International Marketing, International Law, Security, Diplomacy, Accounting, Finance, or Human Resource Management, an LLM in International Law, Security, Diplomacy, or an MBA in Biblical Studies, Practical Theology, the pathway is open in the month of April. All right. Because the University of Gold Coast make it practical, flexible, and learning is done just the way that suits your life and work schedule.
Now,
all right.
I read that message.
It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Komfornochi Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Sing Manso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast. Then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Komfornochi Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history. Asing Manso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast. Then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Komfornochi Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history. Asing Manso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast. Then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it.
Adisa Plus Parental Control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose the maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus Parental Control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose the maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe.
It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Komfornochi Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history. Asing Manso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast. Then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Komfornochi Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures, and sleepover at rich condos. Central brings the history at Singmanso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast, then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana cedi single, 5,500 Ghana cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in the Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and...
Lots of talk, especially on social media, regarding the Black Stars selection for the 2 matches that we have ahead of the World Cup 2026. Some names, some notable names, I should mention, have been left out. And the other day, we discussed here how, what's his name again? Andrea Yu.
Yeah,
Andrea Yu expressed his interest to play for the Black Stars, especially as we prepare towards the 2026 World Cup. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Well, Billy Shen is here with all the details. Good morning.
Good morning, Cookie.
Is it cap stitches again? Cap stitch or cap stitches?
Cap stitch.
Cap stitch.
Medasi.
CS.
Yeah, it's here.
Session.
As you can
Okay.
see. So, what's the name?
No, no, it's okay. Cap stitch. Cap
Hey, Cookie.
Come
You
on.
two, what are you wearing?
Lauren Haute Couture. Yeah, as always. Thank you very much.
Beatrice
Lauren.
says chic. Chic.
Chic by something.
Chic
yeah.
by something. Yours is what?
Lauren Haute Couture. Yes, thank you very much.
I don't get the last part.
No, it's
but
okay.
we'll
Don't
take
worry
it.
about it.
Yeah, this is
don't-
cap stitch.
Yeah, cap stitch is fine.
You can
Let's-
join the family, don't worry.
Opam Emaniama.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Opam.
you didn't tell me that.
I'm telling you that. Opam
No, so you shouldn't tell me. You should tell, is it a him or her?
It's a him.
So you should tell him.
Oh,
Let him
okay.
put something together, you bring it, we'll wear it, and if it looks nice, why not? Other people will come and buy. So,
No problem.
Yeah.
We did for you.
All right. So back to the Black Stars.
Yes.
Kelly, some names have been left out. Why?
Oh.
Is Daniel Ej playing?
Daniel Ej has been added. A new Daniel Ej.
Okay. A new one?
Yeah, new one.
Not the old one?
Yeah, not the old
Okay,
one.
so a new Daniel
Ej, yes.
Okay. But Andrea Yu is not
No,
playing.
he's not part.
Why? Why did you people add him?
Oh.
You people have gone to do your things, gone to chuk. The guy said
Me,
that
am I
he's too
part?
old and that you brothers, you people
Am
are
I part?
propaganda. Why have you people done that?
Am I part?
Okay. All right, so let's see what
I am not part. As you can see, that's the squad list.
Otto Addo.
Yes, that is the squad list. 26-man squad.
Goalkeepers, who and who?
Oh,
Atisigi.
the normal goalkeepers.
Benjamin SM for life.
SM for life, and then
Okay.
Joseph Annan. I think the new additions would be Patrick Pfeiffer, who is a defender, Derek Lucasen, also a defender. There's Marvin Senaya, who is also a defender, new addition. And then in the forward line, the new addition, of course, is Daniel Ej. So these are the 4.
But who is Marvin Senaya? Where is he from?
So-
is he new?
He's new. So
Okay.
he plays for AG Auxerre in France.
Okay.
He actually has ties to not just Ghana, but also to Togo.
Oh.
And Togo are also interested in calling him up
Hey,
for the
but we have
friendlies.
called him first, right?
But we've called him. And according to the GFA Communications Director, Henry Asante Chum, he's already assured Otuado and the FA that he would be honouring the call-up to the Black Stars. So we're expecting to see him in the Black Star setup as we prepare for the games against Austria and Germany. Austria game will take place on the 27th in Austria, and then...
Of this month?
Of this month.
Okay.
And then against Germany on the 30th of this month in Germany.
So we've got just some 10 days to go.
Yes.
10
I will be
days
showing
before.
both matches on TV3 actually.
Okay.
Both
all
matches
right.
will be live.
Oh,
So we'll see all of them.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my boy is still not in there, but yeah, the Lord is our shepherd. We shall not want.
Say a good morning message to him.
Kudus, I do hope that you are doing well and recovering
Thank
very,
you.
very fast. A lot of people are expecting to see you very, very, very soon. Again, very healthy. And Yentem Nebra. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be
Yentem
back,
Nebra.
don't worry.
Yeah, I know he will.
Yeah, our star boy, we are waiting for him.
It is well.
It is
So
well,
is that all about the Germany and the Austria match that we have 2 matches, right?
We have 2 matches,
Okay,
yeah.
all in preparation for
For the World Cup. Yeah.
Okay, so you people will do well, eh?
Oh, don't fear.
We'll go past the round of 16.
Don't fear. We'll be there.
Okay,
Don't
I'm just cross-checking.
Don't worry.
All right, no
Don't worry,
problem
have
at
faith.
all. Okay. Champions League update. What's
Yes.
happening?
Yeah.
Charlie, today.
Today there's
Father
Real
Lord.
Madrid versus Manchester City. City have to bounce back from a 3-goal deficit.
God.
Very tough.
Real Madrid again today. Manchester City the other day.
And PSG also today. The Sporting versus Bodo Glimt today.
Okay.
Arsenal versus Leverkusen, and then Manchester City versus Real Madrid.
But these are serious matches today. So which one do they want us to watch? Because at 8 o'clock, 3 matches in Kwan, Chelsea, PSG, Manchester, Real Madrid, Arsenal, Leverkusen.
So when I was back at the university in Jin, I was in Akaho. We were doing a policy 15-15.
15 minutes
Every
for her.
15 minutes, near switch TV, TV room.
So we can do that today.
Oh, we can do
the
it.
50-15 policy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because but that's 45 minutes,
Yeah.
So 50, 45.
Yeah,
and for first half.
Yes,
And then the second half, we repeat the same adequament.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem at all. Okay, no problem. Anyway, Arsenal, Leverkusen, Chelsea, PSG, Manchester City, Real Madrid, all at 8 p.m. today.
Yeah.
Okay, you'll bring us the updates tomorrow, won't you?
Of course, and I actually passed by Elizabeth Seahall today.
Okay.
For the Manchester City Real Madrid
You missed your
game.
school, eh? What used to happen?
Kakra.
Okay. Bring us all the updates tomorrow.
course.
Is that all we are discussing today?
There are the two main things,
Okay.
the Black Stars and then also, of course, the UEFA Champions League and what's been happening in there. We'll see what happens in those 2 or those 4 particular games in the Champions League.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you'll be back at 10 this morning again with a lot more in the world of sports.
Yes.
All right. We're still very concerned about the Middle East unrest and Iran. After the almost right?
Oh,
Iran
yeah,
is not
almost
going
they are backing out of the World Cup.
They are not playing anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll bring you more updates later on. Bilishan, thank you very much. It's still TV3 Newday. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Komfornochi Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at St. Manso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast. Then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Komfornochi Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at St. Manso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast. Then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Komfornochi Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Singmanso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast, then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again.
Adisa Plus Parental Control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose a maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus Parental Control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose a maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus Parental Control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose a maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe.
It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Komfornochi Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Singmanso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast, then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Komfornochi Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Singmanso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast. Then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Komfornochi Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Singmanso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast. Then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Komfornochi Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos.
It's taking you to Malaysia and Singapore this April. 9 unforgettable days with return flights, luxury hotels in Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, daily meals, visa facilitation, city tours, Genting Highlands with cable ride, intercountry transfers, and so much more. So don't wait. Please make your April 2026 in Malaysia and Singapore trip. Now, make it a reality. These are the numbers to call: 055-01-88181, 055-018-881, or you can call 0553-688398. Please make sure you call the numbers now. We've been discussing this all morning. Ghana is still grappling with the aftermath of a very unfortunate aviation incident that occurred yesterday, very close to a daycare center in Tema. And had it not been for God's intervention, let me put it that way, we would have lost a lot more lives than we did yesterday. And it would have been the lives of very innocent little children who were in the daycare. But by the grace of God, they were evacuated very early as the incident occurred. Nothing happened to them. Very oblivious of what was happening. They were just running from the incident scene to a safer place. We'll go back to Tema this morning, see what the situation on ground is some hours after the incident, and also to speak to a few community members who may have witnessed what happened yesterday. But as you can tell in your shots, the entire place has been cordoned off by the Ghana National Fire Service and Aviation authorities as well. This is what the place looks like this morning. Live visuals as at this morning when our men or our TV3 team got to the incident site. Some officials of the Ghana National Fire Service in your shot at the moment. We'll be speaking to some of them in no time so they can tell us exactly what the updates after that unfortunate incident occurred yesterday. But we've been trying to speak to some experts to ascertain who the 2 people who have unfortunately lost their lives are or where. We still do not know who they are. We still cannot tell what their names are. but I think our colleague George Queenan is ready. George, if you can hear us, good morning. And what are the updates at the crash site?
So a very good morning. Thanks for having me. I'm coming to you live from the crash scene, and this is the Tema Metropolitan Daycare Center. It's been 24 hours after the crash that happened yesterday. 2 lives were told a lot, and God's intervention. The kids here, more than 100 in this very school, they were saved by God's grace. So what currently is taking on is the fact that the investigators, which is the Aircraft Accident and Incident Investigation and Prevention Bureau, they are here at Ghana. They are here, they were here to take some preliminary data. So today they are coming to take the debris of these very aircraft, and then they are being assisted by the Ghana Armed Forces. So they came with the Ghana Armed Forces truck. We'll be taking everything here for further investigation. So there's a hangar based inside Bremerton. That's where they will take the debris to for further investigation. And the commissioner is here, John K. Mumbosi. I just want to take some keywords on what exactly they'll be doing this very morning. But before that, let me take you to the outside of this very building, of the school. There's this one lady who was part of this very incident. She saw the helicopter crashing. And I read about the aircraft. It actually has a capacity of 2 and fuel capacity of 112 liters. And that was the brief thing I read about it. So if it had more capacity, the death toll would have been higher. So the woman is right here. I spoke to her. So residents, because the residents are still here, they deceived the premises to have a glimpse of what actually took place. Yes, madam, your life on TV3 Newday. Also, you say, clearly, I talk, time being and AC.
2:30 3 more.
Now we're doing well.
Not the coffee. Now me talk here water. And see, they who is a friend in the best report. And see, they who send with the water ban say. And so all ban no slow down say. And see, or should I or do no slow down say. No, they saw on nigga. So
now we so same flower one.
Now me so say, yeah, ma. Yeah, Polano dog, na me back at home. Polano go ahead.
I mean, I did. Let's actually. I want to know how this feels. Where is it? However, how with you?
But it or for years.
Onyana.
Munero.
But how is he feeling? Like.
Yes, I know there. You must see it. On no, I say. I ejato, stand on rock. Stand on carpet.
What you say? What you say? It's moving back.
On car say.
Oh, in Dominica, it's moving back.
Somebody messy. No need to my friend say. Yeah,
personally, they know your background. They know your father. What?
I was saying, me so need. I'm a problem. Me, ma. Or around here.
Oh, so that is a truck from the Ghana. This is the truck come to take the debris of the Sky Arrow Moonlight helicopter. And so it's actually, what's your friend saying? Muniru. Oh, yesterday you saw helicopter. Oh, sorry. If you can't take, so that's in 4 years, right?
Oh, yeah.
With 3. Okay. See, I don't want to see it.
I'm a problem now. Of me,
I thought all that. I'm not probably with you. You're coming live from the Tema Metropolitan Daycare Center, and Munir is one of the students who almost would have lost his life if they actually went the other one. But that is so good. Like I mentioned, this is the truck coming to pick the debris, and this is being done by the investigators in collaboration with the Ghana Armed Forces. And so they are here with their forensic staff, their gloves, and all those equipment that is required to have this forensic exercise done. So they will be picking this maybe in the matter of 2 or 3 hours, I'm sure they would have evacuated this very debris from here. But what he promised to talk to me is listening to TV3. So let's try and see if we can get him to talk to us this very morning. And he's here with his team. Captain Forjo, he was the one that relayed the report of the helicopter crash that took place somewhere in August last year that involved the science minister and that of Manibama, the former defense minister. So that's Mr. Umboti, Captain Pojo, and his crew doing what they do best. And I think Mr. Umboti is quite busy. So let me just give you an overview of what really is taking place here. They're just taking some forensics of the flight. The accident actually occurred at 2:50 p.m. yesterday. And if you're watching wherever you are, we are activated on Facebook. We're live. It's TV3 Ghana. Engage us with what you also make of this very crash that happened yesterday. Hopefully, you read your comments and share them to the rest of us. So this actually is the class in the shed where some of the students were. Class was actually in session. So just some few seconds from this very building is where the accident took place. So if it's not good, I don't know who else you're doing coming in this very way. So class was also in session. This Agi was right here. It actually has about 30 of the students here, 30 here, so making some 60. But the entire school population is 100. So it would have been a very serious, report. But yeah. So the headmistress yesterday, Florence, couldn't thank God enough. So just thinking in terms of, she actually stepped in yesterday. So you can imagine how would she accounted for the death of all these students right here. So and that's what it is. But I'm trying my best to ensure we talk to Mr. Wumboti, who is the commissioner of the bureau, AIB Ghana. Just some few words before he leaves there. Mr. Wumboti, I wish you could do it. So this is let's US have a feel of whatever is taking place. So that is a track there, awaiting an order from the commissioner before they pack them into the vehicle. We take it to the Macam. They have a special hangar there. That's the commission. The bureau, they have a special hangar there where so when we pick them from here, they take them to the hangar. But let's try and talk to Mr. Umboti. Mr. Umboti, can I pick just a word from you? One word from Mr. Umboti. Let's go. Let's talk to him. And
he's going to talk to the acting commission.
Exclusively, Mr. Umboti wants to speak to us live on TV3. So this is an opportunity that I'm getting live on TV3. Mr. John Umboti is the commissioner. Just a few words, just a few words. I'm not supposed to come in here. Okay, so let's go. So you just want to speak to us briefly. And Mr. Umboti, like you mentioned, you said you were going to speak exclusively to us this morning. So you're live on TV3. So tell us why you're here. What are you doing today?
Yes, so we are here, as I spoke earlier.
Yeah.
We are here to take the wreckage. And we are trying to get an access route to the place so that they could pick the wreckage away. We came with the Air Force trucks. Yeah. So their men are here with my men. So that as soon as we get, the construction going on here. Yeah, so we send for the contractor to come and pick those items away. So we will have an access route and we'll pick it.
But do you think evidence have been tampered with?
Oh, no, they haven't been tampered with. No, we are just trying to pick, there was some fuel, so we're trying to pick those things, which we have already done. When we pick sample, we'll take it to our labs and
but looking at the track, is it big enough to pick it? Or you go 2 times?
No, once. It's big.
Okay. But this is the question I need to ask. A friend is like, so we don't hear about you unless there's an accident. I can talk about it, but let's just address my friend. So how proactive are you? Like we only show you when there's accident. Is that what it is?
Yeah, we do a lot, and
Yeah, I know it.
We're engaging our stakeholders.
Yeah.
And even we celebrate our 5th anniversary just last 2 months. Yeah. We engage our stakeholders on a daily basis.
Yeah.
We visit we did the airport all over the country. We invite our stakeholders into places that we can engage them. We are even trying to go further by opening I told you, establishing aviation clubs in the various surrounding institutions so that we can get closer to our people. So that when there's anything, they will help us do it.
Okay. Finally, is it too early to ask when the report will be released? Or?
No, it's too early because, as I said, we want to get all this. We'll pick them to the hangar. Sure. When we start our investigation, I will be addressing the nation so that everybody will know what is going on.
So,
George,
I will knock at your door.
Thank you, George. We're always there.
Yes.
You are there.
John M.K. Wumboti is the commissioner of the bureau, and he just made us aware what exactly we are here. So the track is here, trying to pick the debris and more. I can see more of the speed leadership coming through and making sure this is actually finalized. And we carry this thing here. So that's what it is. Just let us know what you also make a contribution to this very crash. And we will surely read them and share them to the rest of the world. Suki and Nashikos. I'm done. Over to you guys.
George, not so fast. If you can hear us, we are concerned about the school where this occurred yesterday. This morning, the school is closed. Can you confirm?
Actually, so I spoke to the headmistress, Florence. She said, yeah, that she was not coming to school because they need some sort of psychological sessions, and then she's going to make sure that will be the immediate, response from her end. So they staying home is just, one step to making sure that they actually tackle that psychological bit of it. There's been trauma, and I think, like one teacher said, they will hunt them for the rest of their life. So this is the school.
How long is the break they're getting?
Yes, I wanted to ask that. And do they even understand what happened?
Exactly. So I spoke to one of the parents who said the teacher said she will call them at their own time. So I can't say they'll be coming to school anytime soon. So
okay.
I wish I could see her. Let's speak to somebody. I wish we could get a teacher and speak to her personally, because I'm sure it will be more than a week or even more. But according to the parents here, there will be that information will communicate to them what exactly the case should come back to. But we'll try and talk to her. Yes, we'll try and take my few words.
Okay. But how about community? Okay. How about community members? Are they allowed anywhere close to the crash sites this morning?
No. Their stance is just at the wall. They just climb the wall to try and get a clearer view of it, but they can't enter.
Okay.
Even media, if you don't have your press tag, you cannot enter because there's this special, that's the fiscal issue. They can't just allow anybody to come here and then
But let's, George, let's speak to some of the community members. I see some of them.
Community members.
Yes, I see some of them standing by the roadside. Are they still traumatized?
They are quickly. You're live on TV. Oh, I'm not here. Out here, then they
you're around that is something hit. I'm not for trash. We're sick with you about it.
How do you feel? Usu?
Oh, yeah.
But don't tell me no, because I think people so who say, can't be no because then I had business or something.
Oh, no, and the one can't try and said that to your man. Then when one is to say, come on, to a best friend.
Okay, that's fine. My boy! Look at him. Oh, because do. So let's not talk to some of them. But the one everything in Qatar.
So George, why are they still gathered there this morning? What are they doing? What do they want to find out? Are they not going to work?
Why are you here? Okay, it's closer to them, so I need help because of
yes, no,
it's a big play if you assume no one has.
Oh, yeah, you two are
oh, really? But don't know how you could say anything can happen safely. Let's imagine a bigger plane. What does that student?
I am bomb price now. We are one, we are any so easy. The bomb price, everything science.
It won't happen. Hopefully, yes. So it's of great concern to them. Even if they explain the debris is taken, they will still be here.
Okay.
I don't know when it's going
George,
there are a lot of them here.
The people standing there, do any of them have their kids in the daycare center? Obi ohwana neba ewo ho. But inti anope nkwala omuhu etisen akwala no na esiye no otiase na onenam ho a odi agro keke.
Okay, so Cookie, we have thing.
Well, Mina,
Oban with you.
Oh, yeah.
So Cookie for so say, like, oh, yeah, this is
no, there were bad man. Now, but we you both been my
what did he? When did he?
I know when did he? In Manabia, when they
Money do it.
2020.
You see, and I'll probably
No, pay a market with them one. You are dear, Waba.
Well, I catch you. I was very good. I was doing it. What did
you are turning it? Teacher, dear, Madam, Munana Mumpio, no phone. But you almost jump back, no, inside.
Okay. It's never this time. I will finish for food. See, it's now very one. I just want to mind.
Yeah, me, every day, me back.
Okay.
Obiba no woman change. Me, I'm never telling my minute. To me, Daniel, me have to say.
And he had me to a moment back, but 10 minutes baby.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I see that a hero here. One last time for Lano. Ana yɛ sɛ ɔsesa nkwalaa na ɔmo nya yɛ sɛ ade bi sɛ ɔna ɔsesa nkwalaa no nti esie no na wohu sesa nkwalaa na wohu nim sɛ bi ɛbɛtumi asa black bi na ɛwɔ akokodo woyɛ johnson nana but na wohu nsuo sɛ bi a ɔwɔ sesa ɔbɛ ɛbɛtumi asa black bi
ayi deɛ saa nneɛma no ne deɛ I'm last year yɛn yɛ de homoni gu nsuo mu yɛ de gu wɔn so it's last.
You see, all some how do you go this no matter now then.
No,
so he was more like a hero of the day. He actually evacuated some of the students who were actually here at the candidates. That's what it is. They have besieged this place. Even if the debris is taken, you'll still be here. So that's what it is.
Okay.
You can just
George, kindly drop the little boy. And let's go back to the crash site, because in one of the videos just went by, we realized that there's a trailer or a truck that has come to the crash site to collect the debris. If you can establish for us if it started collecting it, how they are collecting it, and where they are taking it to, that will be good information for us this morning. So George is currently walking to the exact crash site. Early on, we saw that a trailer had arrived and were told by the official that they are there to collect the debris from the crash site, which would also aid in further investigations at the moment. But I'm very happy that the place has been cordoned off. Citizens or community members are not allowed in. They are at a distance and they are just on looking from wherever they are standing. I wish this was done yesterday, but of course, the normal Ghanaian thing will be to rush to an incident site to try and help with the situation, which we are very much used to in this country. But in your site now is the truck collecting the debris. George.
So part of the truck has been opened. Clearly, in a matter of few minutes, they would be collecting the debris onto this very truck. But
have they told you where they are taking it to?
Yes. So the bureau has a hangar inside the matter. So when they take this debris, they are taking it right into the hangar to secure it, and then they control there. The report, of course, it's too early to ask for the timelines of the report according to the commission. So that's what it is. So in a matter of few minutes, they should be packing all of them. But I was really concerned about the capacity in sheer flight and this very truck, and commissioner said it can contain it all the way to the market. So let's say they started. So just give them a view of this. So once it's been opened, they should be carrying them once and for all. So that is the tail, the wings, and then the tires. And I think that's the engine, the full stage.
Okay. So, but the officials from the Ghana Armed Forces and the Aviation Authority are not ready to speak to you yet, are they?
Yeah, so was there a commission that I spoke about for Ghana Armed Forces? You know, sometimes they are very tight-lipped. They don't want to talk. And they are pushed, but the commissioner actually was, let's say, whatever it said is more like a representation of what the outlook concerns are.
Okay. All right,
so
George.
Once, sure.
Okay. Please keep an eye on the proceedings, and please bring us more updates. When it's time for News Central, I'm sure we'll come back to you for a lot more. Thank you very much, George Quinian, who's bringing us up-to-date updates about that unfortunate aviation incident that happened yesterday. Not long ago, we experienced one that will be very unforgettable to most Ghanaians, the Z9 helicopter crash. But this one is a micro aircraft. Early on when it happened, most reporters were saying helicopter. But the Aviation Authority has come out to say that no, it wasn't a helicopter. It's a micro aircraft.
It's a Sky Arrow micro light aircraft, which is not very popular in our part of the world.
It was a two-seater, and unfortunately, we've lost those two, but we don't know their identity yet. Their names are yet unknown. But I'm sure before News Central, which is at 12 noon, we will have all these details to share with you. But I'm just still very grateful for the lives of the young ones. Yesterday, we saw all of them safe and intact. Most of them, I'm sure, would not even understand exactly what was happening, and they still cannot even tell by this morning. But the school, we are told, has been closed. The headmistress we've been speaking to has not shown us any signs of reopening yet, but I'm sure all those updates.
They shouldn't be in a hurry, actually.
Yeah.
They should
So
take their time.
Exactly.
And for as long as the security agencies continue to monitor the sites, their presence there might intimidate the children a bit. So I think what the headmistress has chosen to do, that is to temporarily close down the school, is a step in the right direction. So as the acting commissioner for the Aircraft Accident and Incidents Prevention Bureau said, investigative reports will come out when they are ready. But till then, we should, as much as possible, restrain ourselves from predictions as to what might have caused this accident. So what we will continue to bring to you is information on what is currently happening and not any speculative reports or suggestions as to what might have happened. The names of the persons we unfortunately lost are still yet unknown. They've not been published yet. And so I suppose they'll be part of the investigation report that the Aircraft Accident and Incident Prevention Bureau will publish subsequently. So we continue to be on standby, but our heart goes out to the families of the bereaved persons and to the parents of the children in that school who might also have undergone severe anxiety yesterday following the news reports. I mean, even those of us watching from a distance, when we heard that there was a nursery school right at the crash site, it was difficult to think what could have happened. But we thank God for the safety of the children. And so we'll continue to bring you updates, especially on News Central this afternoon on TV3 and throughout the day on our various news bulletins. So you stay with us as we bring you these updates. And these updates are on the unfortunate fatal crash yesterday of a Arrow Sky micro light aircraft in Tema. 2 people are reported dead. Investigative reports have not yet come out, and we'll continue to bring you the updates. But hey, Vitality Health Insurance is inviting all corporate institutions, associations, and groups to be part of our medical plans. All you have to do, really, to cut down your medical expenses and enjoy good quality health care at a facility near you is to call us. Visit our website, vitalitymh.com, or give us a call on 026 657 3200. And if you're planning your next trip for holidays or business, study abroad, family travel time, whatever you want to do on a trip, EAS Tours takes the stress out of your journey. They offer professional flight bookings, travel consultations, visa assistance, personalized travel support, and all you need to ensure that everything is handled smoothly from start to finish. So travel with confidence, clarity, peace of mind, and choose EAS Tours. Give us a call or WhatsApp us on 0243 535 778 today to speak to a travel expert. Get expert guidance and start your planning now. All right. Our EAS Tours will help you to travel now, and you can pay later in 12 months. No initial deposit, no interest, nothing. EAS Tours to the whole Riasi.
Now, Ghana Month Expedition is still on. It's starting on the 19th to 22nd of March 2026. We're exploring 3 key regions, Eastern, Ashanti, and the Central. Now, this is the lineup that you need to take note of. Day 1, Eastern region. We are visiting some sites. We are tasting food. We are going to Safari Valley as well. We're having lunch there, bird watching, all of that. That is for day 1. And then, no, that's for the first destination, day 1. Day 2, Ashanti region, Kumasi tour, Mensha Palace, Konfanoche Sword, Bonre Kente. We're having lunch at Bosumtre Trident Resort. We're also taking a look at the zip line. We are hiking. Overnight, we'll sleep at the Ridge Condos. And on day 3, we head to the Central region, Asin Manso, Slave River, Cape Coast Castle. We're having lunch on the coast, dinner, and a live band at Ridge Royal. And then on day 4, we go to the Crown Forest, have a vacation at Safari Water Sports, quad biking, horse riding, archery, pool games, all of that with the Forestry Commission, because we are returning to Accra on that same day. Now, 6,500 if you're alone. If you love to share a room with somebody else, that's 5,500. But if you're coming as a couple, that will be 10,500. You can call the following numbers: 024-712-0633, 024-712-0633. It's a Ghana month expedition. Make sure that you are a part of it. Shall we do birthdays now? Do we have time for birthdays? Yes. Lord, one of our men here, technical crew, cameraman. God bless you so much, Lord. How you doing? How you doing, Lord? How you doing? Happy birthday to you. We're wishing you good health, peace, and love. It's from all of us here on New Day and
Not be
Media
small
General.
photo shoots.
Yeah. Nini Abre. Okay. All right, guys. Ruth Chumuwa Munko, happy birthdays from Amos. Let's also celebrate Mrs. Equia Tutu. God bless you. It's from all at the Lotus International School. Lady Reverend Sandra Nyamfo, God bless you so much. Charity Nyame, happy birthday. Also celebrating Sierra Pomiye, okay. And Daisy Fofo Latte, happy birthday, ma'am. Mr. Bejabing, your outfit is not easy, cry. It's from Michael. Mrs. Sarah Atidokpo, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Mr. Kojo Opoku Champon, branch manager, GCB in Kuranza, happy birthday to you, manager. Ebenezer Amankwa Menka, happy birthday to you. Your suit is beautiful. Nice photo shoot. Yanyame Ade, God bless you. It's from Majwa, Kelvin, and Dennis. Okay. May the joy that you have spread in the past come to you. It's from yours truly, Abna Babna. You didn't add the name. Dr. George Asamoah, I believe. Happy birthday to you. Mrs. Mensa Bansa, happy birthday as well. Ma Lizzie, it's from Nia Freak, your husband. Dr. Simon Annan, happy birthday to you, sir. God bless you so much. It's from the staff and management, Source One Management Services Limited. Happy birthday to you, sir. And in Na's voice, that's our time.
That's our time.
That's our time. That's our time today. We will be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of our programming.